Hunting up 16 inside 2 minutes for the ball. Mahomes looking for Kendrick Bourne. He is short of the mark. Washington defense stood up today. Man, they're good. Washington with the win. They take a 1-game lead over the Giants for first place in the NFC East. Jason Chiefs on Dolphins. That means Mahomes gets front floors. He says he wished he was allowed to have 14 defenders on the field to do with Mahomes. He only had 11, but early on, 11 was enough. Yeah, it seemed like there was 14 defenders on the field for Patrick Mahomes. This is the second interception. You just don't see this mistake from Mahomes. He had 2 picks coming in. So later on, Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and this is the need for speed. If the passing game doesn't work, James him on a jet sweep and let him sit. Turn it on. Hill gets to sit on the board. They're down 10 later. So we talk about, oh, he was intercepted. That means Mahomes to Kelsey. And this is just Patrick Mahomes. Just buying time, making things happen. Rodney, what are they thinking on defense?
Yeah, but that's a great job by Travis Kelsey. Find a little opening in the zone.
Kelsey's 9th touchdown of the year. He's good to say the lead. Chiefs get ball start the second half. They strike at the end. Mahomes to Hill. I don't know if that was the ball or Tyreek Hill, but something was making noise there. That's the guy who's three and outs. More speed for Casey. I mean, I've never seen anything like the Kansas City Chiefs. The way they can put points on the board, exciting, big plays, it's unreal.
I'm happy about special teams. They celebrate. Understand the importance of special teams.
You can tell the music, you can tell all the natural sound. Chris Sims has it totally under control, providing the sound effects for us. But he's an interception machine. And Kansas City's offense was able to close the game out. They got those. It's Tua to Gesicki. Tagovailoa hits it. That's touchdown. It's Dolphins. Trying to make things interesting. Again, it's Tua this time. He punches in for the touchdown. Yeah, now Kansas City has the play. But they're looking to close it out. It's Mahomes to Hill. They do that. Sloppy but effective. Let's hear from Patrick Mahomes.
For the most part, I mean, we've won the Super Bowl here, and we just clinched the AFC West. So it seems like every time we leave the stadium, we have a hat of some type of thing we've accomplished. But in the hate part, I feel like I have half my interceptions, it seems like, at this stadium.
They still got the win. Huge game of playoff confrontations. It's the Colts. Things still hard enough to have.
Great for the Raiders all year long. Very far, great fun.
It's Super shot, Phillip Rivers. T.Y. Hilton has come alive. Yes, he's back and showing that speed down the middle several times today. So, next day's drive, Carr looking for Waller.
What a hand interception day today, Liam. We saw it all over the league. But
I have to admit, those are gloves.
The gloves. 3 different one-hand picks. But it's time now for progressive game flow, Rodney.
Yeah, I'm just really impressed with Jonathan Taylor, and he's been great. He was out for a couple weeks, but look at the offensive line double team right there.
I didn't know. I mean, he took off right here. 62-yard rushing touchdown. John Bell's 6th touchdown this season, and more from this rushing attack. The run game in the offensive line came to play today. Naeem Hines with a big run here, taking advantage of it.
Great compliment to Jonathan Taylor.
Hines 7 carries, 58 yards. Little wildcat here.
I've been waiting all day for Sunday night football. Pittsburgh Steelers, Buffalo Bills live reactions, play live right here on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in and watching my live reactions. I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cool Hand Luke 96. As always, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. The thumbs up button, share hashtag NFL, hashtag Steelers, hashtag Bills. Chat questions and comments, super chats, super stickers. Always greatly appreciated. As well, Pittsburgh left the Steel City this morning rather than yesterday to get an extra day of practice in to prepare for tonight's road game, coming off of their first loss last Monday night at home against the Washington football team that just defeated the San Francisco 49ers in Arizona. Buffalo, they defeated the 49ers in Arizona also last Monday. So both teams with the same amount of time off from last Monday until Sunday Night Football this December the 13th, 2020. Hopefully everyone's doing well, staying safe. Thank you for tuning in and watching. So Pittsburgh at 11-1. We'll get into the playoff scenarios in a little bit. But as mentioned, Pittsburgh left for upstate Western New York and Orchard Park earlier this morning around 9:30. Hopped on the plane, met at the hotel, hopped on the bus then to the stadium in which Buffalo will host Pittsburgh coming up shortly, 8:20 Eastern Time kick on NBC. Buffalo wearing all red, their color rush uniforms for their home matchup versus the Pittsburgh Steelers this evening. However, Big Ben Roethlisberger, as the starting quarterback for Pittsburgh, has never lost to the Buffalo Bills while starting at quarterback. He's been in the NFL for almost 2 decades, so that has to speak for something. Buffalo, though, in recent time, has not been the Buffalo Bills that we've seen this year and over the past 2 years, with Sean McDermott, a former teammate of Steeler head coach Mike Tomlin's at William & Mary back in the 1990s, and then Josh Allen sort of being in my opinion at least, younger Big Ben Roethlisberger, because you go back to when Ben was drafted out of Miami, Ohio, Allen out of Wyoming. So 2 small college schools, both first-round picks, top 15 overall, and both have, for the most part so far, of course, Allen hasn't been able to lead the Bills to a AFC East division title by any means just yet, but Tom Brady's no longer in the division now. He's down in Tampa Bay. The Bucs defeated the Vikings earlier this afternoon. As always, coming up at halftime on first half stats and scores from this contest, along with taking a look around the rest of the NFL. So stay tuned for that. But with Ben and Josh, Drake and Josh, if you will, with that logo, just change Drake to Ben. I honestly believe we're going to have a shootout tonight with all the weapons both teams have on offense, and then it's going to be what defense bends but doesn't break. And hell, special teams and turnovers, we saw that earlier with the Chiefs and Dolphins, so maybe those will play factors as well. But the Bills are not the Bills of old. Not the Four Falls of Buffalo either when Jim Kelly was in town. Now, of course, that was then, this is now. But still, Ben Roethlisberger, as a Steelers starting quarterback, has never lost to Buffalo, so it has to speak for something. They did meet last year on a Sunday night, mid-December, 2 weeks before Christmas, as it is now. However, Ben was, of course, injured, did not play in the game, and Buffalo won. Pittsburgh, of course, then missed out on the playoffs. Bills advanced to the playoffs before losing to the Texans in the wild card round. But here we go, Steelers. Let's go, Buffalo. I'm sure Bills Mafia, regardless if there's fans there or not, of course, there isn't. It's going to be an empty stadium. Only both teams with coaches, players, and personnel allowed, along with, of course, TV production. But I'm sure Bills Mafia at home, regardless of where they're watching at, will be going through their kitchen tables on this Sunday night. And then, they'll just go out and buy a new one tomorrow or ask for it for Christmas a week from Friday. So, nonetheless, as mentioned, we'll get into the playoff scenarios with both Pittsburgh and Buffalo. Pittsburgh, with not even playing yet today, traveling to upstate Western New York this morning rather than yesterday, preparing yesterday with an extra few hours with practice, and then leaving this morning. They clinched the playoff berth due to Miami losing at home to the Kansas City Chiefs. So Pittsburgh's in the playoffs. So they're in. It's just going to depend on what seed they're going to be. They could be anywhere from 1 to 7 as a division winner or as a wild card. Now, if Pittsburgh wins tonight and Cleveland loses tomorrow, if the Browns lose to the Ravens tomorrow night on Monday Night Football, Pittsburgh would win the AFC North and still remain as the number 1 seed in the AFC playoffs. Currently, they're back down to 2. So, honestly, technically here, yes, they clinched the playoff berth, but they dropped from 1 to 2. Even at 11-1, Kansas City was 11-1, but Kansas City won earlier today against the Dolphins. So, because Pittsburgh hasn't played, they drop. Now, if they lose, they'll stay at 2. If they win, Cleveland loses tomorrow, they'll win the AFC North, as Kansas City won the AFC West earlier today, and Pittsburgh would remain in that top spot. And this is crucial this time of year. And Pittsburgh, hopefully they'll find a consistent running game as well. You got to be able to run the ball this late in the year, along within the playoffs, to get the Super Bowl. As always, that's for anybody. But with both Pittsburgh and Buffalo, two blue-collar cities, we're going to have a slugfest. But I truly believe we're going to have ourselves a shootout, though, too. And what defense bends but doesn't break, that team will come out on top with the Steel Curtain and Bills Mafia. As Pittsburgh on defense, they do have a lot of injuries, and we'll get into those as well throughout the game before kickoff here. But if Pittsburgh wins tonight and Cleveland loses tomorrow, they'll win the AFC North, stay at number 1. Only the top seed gets a first-round bye in the NFL playoffs now. It's not the first 2. It's only number 1 in AFC, NFC, respectively. We'll go over, as mentioned, first half stats and scores, along with taking a look around the rest of the NFL coming up at halftime with playoff standings, with how the current divisions are shaping up, so stay tuned as always. But should be a very, very good game. Honestly, balanced from top to bottom with both of these teams. Both are leading their respective divisions with the AFC East and AFC North. But as mentioned, Steelers coming off a loss to the Washington football team. Now sit at 11-1. Washington just won a little bit ago on the road. Buffalo beat the 49ers, who Washington just beat last Monday night as well. So the Bills looking for their 10th win here this evening. However, Pittsburgh on offense, and we'll get into offense and defense and special teams as well. It looks like Chris Boswell going to be good to go with a return to the kicking unit after sitting out last week with a hip injury. Matthew Wright not on the active roster tonight. So Boswell, Chris Wizard Boswell back for Pittsburgh. But on offense, Pittsburgh, they need to find a more consistent running game from start to finish. James Conner returning from his so-called, in quotes, injury on the COVID-19 reserve list. However, on defense for Pittsburgh, of course, almost 2 months ago now, Devin Bush went out with an ACL injury, done for the year. A few weeks back, when Pittsburgh hosted Baltimore during that Wednesday afternoon game, Bud Dupree went down with a torn ACL late in that game. He's also done for the year. Pittsburgh will get back James Conner at running back. Now, rookie running back out of Maryland, Tony McFarland, inactive tonight. So it's going to be Conner and Snell for the bulk of carries. But on defense, Vince Williams is out, Robert Splain's out, Joe Hayden's out for Pittsburgh. Okay, so a total of 5 starters. 4, honestly, because Splain filled in for Bush. But Splain has turned into a starter and a damn good linebacker on the Pittsburgh defense. So 5 starters from the start of the season until now. I get it's mid-December and the playoffs are almost here as we near the end of the regular season come January the 3rd. Pittsburgh beginning tonight at Buffalo. They got a primetime Monday night game next week at Cincinnati before Indianapolis comes to town for the final home game of 2020. Hopefully they'll get a home playoff game, you would think, and then they'll go to Cleveland to end the regular season before the playoffs begin the following weekend on January the 9th and 10th, respectively. But Devin Bush, no Bud Dupree, and then Vince Williams is on the COVID-19 reserve list, so inactive, not playing tonight. And then Splain with his knee injury that he suffered last week. Hayden with a concussion. However, Steven Nelson in the secondary should be good to go after not playing last week after he suffered an injury against Baltimore during that Wednesday game a few weeks back. So still up front, you got Cameron Hayward and Stephon Tuitt along with TJ Watt. But who's going to step up at linebacker? Avery Williamson's going to be wearing the green dot. He's a Mike linebacker tonight for Pittsburgh on defense. They traded for him mid-season trade deadline from the New York Jets, goddamn Jets, who are still winless. They lost again today, 40-3 against the Seattle Seahawks. They're 0-13 now. They'll have the number 1 pick come April in the draft. But when Williamson left New York, he was winless. Came to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh at that point in time, up until last Monday night, around 8 o'clock, was undefeated before they lost to Washington. Now, rookie linebacker Alex Highsmith out of Charlotte as well. Look for him as he's been playing a lot lately, especially on special teams, to get a lot of snaps tonight. Steven Nelson, as mentioned, should be good to go, returning from injury. And then, of course, you still have in that secondary Hilton, Edmonds, Minka Fitzpatrick, and then Cameron Sutton's been playing damn good the past few games. Yeah, Pittsburgh needs to find a running game on offense. Ben aired out, of course, to all the weapons he has, and Deontay Johnson, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Chase Claypool, among some others. Got to catch the football, though, too. No drops tonight, please, and thank you. But run the ball, hopefully consistently. Somebody's got to step up on defense, get after Josh Allen. We saw earlier with the Chiefs and Dolphins, both defenses, there was a few turnovers in that game. More than a few, actually, a handful. Kansas City had 4 themselves, as Miami had a few too. A lot of sacks. So both defenses, as we saw in that game, hopefully tonight with Pittsburgh and Buffalo, as most of the games this weekend have been blowouts. Hopefully this game's good. Whether it's a shootout or not, that's what I'm hoping for with the way both offenses are. I'm not going to be surprised if it's slugfest, slobber knocker, and, it's 10-7 as your final score with whoever coming out on top. With a lot on the line. Both teams going to be going to the playoffs, no doubt about it. But the seeding is why, of course, these games are still being played. And we'll get more into all that, as mentioned, a little bit later on. But get pressure on the opposing quarterbacks, okay? This is coming from both defenses. Get after Ben Roethlisberger, get after Josh Allen. Pittsburgh down a few guys on defense, as mentioned, with all the injuries, but it's next man up. That's no excuse. You have 53 men on the roster. They signed a few off the practice squad as well. So we'll see if they get any looks tonight. So potentially Ulysses Gilbert, along with Marcus Allen, the former Penn Stater, in the secondary, turned middle linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers defense here. I mean, honestly, with the way both offenses and defenses are stacked, honestly, you would think tonight is as the game earlier too, and it was 10-0 lead early on for Miami, and then Kansas City did what Kansas City does, and then they blew them out before almost blowing the lead. You would think this is a playoff matchup, tonight, and who knows? Maybe it will be come this time next month, whether it's in the wild card round, divisional, or hell, even for the AFC title. But somebody's gonna step up on defense. Pittsburgh only needs 1 sack tonight to break an NFL record for 70 consecutive games with at least 1 sack. Okay? It's running from 2016 onwards up until now, 69 consecutive. 1 sack tonight, they'll get to 70, break the Tampa Bay Buccaneers record that stood from 99 to 2003 with 69 consecutive games. So get after both quarterbacks, but for the Steelers, get after Josh Allen. Stop Singletary and company in the backfield, as Buffalo has a deep committee at running back. Pittsburgh, for the most part, 1, maybe 2, and they've had as many 100-yard games in the rushing category this season as a team. Hell, last week they had less than 25 total rushing yards as a team, I do believe it was, if I'm not mistaken, which is absolutely pathetic. So they have to find a consistent run game tonight in order to win, because it all starts up front. Game's going to be one in the trenches, as always, but you got to be able to run the ball to open up the play action, and then with all the weapons both quarterbacks have, expect a shootout, but don't be shocked if it's low scoring, though, at the same time, as mentioned. Yeah, Pittsburgh has already, without even playing yet today, clinched a playoff berth. They're going to be in the playoffs. It just going to depend on the seed. Whether it's 1-7, we don't know. Because honestly, Cleveland could still win the AFC North if they potentially win out, including a Week 17 win, splitting with the Steelers and to close out the regular season. But if Pittsburgh wins tonight and then Cleveland loses tomorrow, The Pittsburgh Steelers will be AFC North champions in 2020. Now we'll hand it over to Carrie Underwood, getting us pumped up for Sunday Night Football. As yes, in fact, we have been waiting all day for Sunday night. We had a few good games earlier, but for the most part, they're all blowouts. Now Pittsburgh on the road up in Orchard Park, taking on the Buffalo Bills. I mean, can you get any more old school? Like, honestly. So, we'll have to see how this game unfolds, but Ben's never lost to the Bills. Pittsburgh coming off a loss. Going to go out and give it their all. Try to get a W back in the win column. Somewhat spoil the Bills' AFC East hopes because, as I've been saying the past month or so, the AFC East is the Buffalo Bills to lose. Okay? Miami, yes, they lost today. They're 8-5 now. And New England's at 6-7 after losing on Thursday night. So, honestly, Buffalo wins. They'll need some help, too, with a few losses. And they got, for the most part, some of that. Buffalo's going to be in the playoffs. It's just going to depend on if it's a division champion or a wild card. But we will have Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth on the call tonight. So I don't know if Al Michaels is snubbing the Steelers once again, but Pittsburgh and Buffalo from Bills Stadium, known, of course, as Ralph Wilson Stadium, up in upstate Western New York in Orchard Park. And here come the Pittsburgh Steelers, down a few on defense, but that doesn't matter. They'll be ready to play. Hell, they left today, this morning, rather than yesterday, to get some extra practice in. Now, earlier this season, we had a Monday night doubleheader, as we've had a few times now this year. The Patriots left the day of, went to Kansas City, and lost. So we'll see if that stays true with Pittsburgh on the road at Buffalo tonight by any means. But Steelers, Bills about to kick off. Collinsworth, hey, you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. Just as the Nature Boy, Ric Flair himself, once said. So, yeah, Pittsburgh was last unbeaten until they lost to a good Washington football team, formerly known as Redskins, last Monday night. Because they couldn't run the football, and then with the play calling in some aspects, and then a handful of drops. You got to be able to catch the football. Got to be able to run the ball consistently well. Hopefully they'll be effective in that category, and then no drops tonight. Surprisingly, there's not 10 feet of snow on the ground as of yet up in Buffalo by any means, but it'll be coming this week. Along with over the next few months, as winter is officially here. Technically not official until next Monday night, so I'll say that next Monday night when the Steelers are in Cincinnati on Monday Night Football taking on the Bengals, and which still should be a good game, regardless of Joe Burrow's out. Cincinnati lost at home today to the Dallas Cowboys, so at least they get back-to-back home games against two prestigious franchises in the NFL. Whether or not Dallas, Pittsburgh are good or not, one's of course good, the other not. Pittsburgh beat Dallas earlier this year as the AFC North is playing the NFC East, and the Steelers won lost in that division, was to Washington last Monday night, and they're trying to avenge that loss, get back in the win column tonight on the road against Buffalo. But as mentioned, the schedule's not getting any easier. Got Buffalo tonight, Cincinnati next week on a Monday night from Paul Brown Stadium in Cincy, and then Indianapolis, who won today against the Silver and Black Raiders, and then they got to go to Cleveland to take on the Browns Week 17, and arguably what could be flexed into a Sunday night. Currently, right now, both Dolphin, Bill, along with Steeler Browns games are, as basically all the games are, except for a few at 4:30, are 1 o'clock kicks, but one, of course, will be flexed in. One of those two will be flexed into Sunday night, I'm thinking, come January the 3rd. So we might have a doubleheader then. We'll have a doubleheader the next few weeks here on NFL Sundays with a WWE pay-per-view next weekend. We got more college football now. Big Ten Champions Week with Penn State going to host Illinois next Saturday, this upcoming Saturday, December the 19th at 5:30 Eastern Time from right here in Happy Valley over at Beaver Stadium. Who would have thought Penn State football would be playing a home game 6 days before Christmas? But it's going to happen because it's 2020. So we'll get there on Saturday, of course, when we get there. So hopefully you'll tune back in. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe as always. Links in the description below. Hit that thumbs up button. Share hashtag NFL once more. Chat questions and comments. Super chats, super stickers. Always greatly appreciated. A little notify bell next to the red subscribe button while you're at it. But no, nonetheless, next week on the schedule, it's going to be as the NFL doubleheader next Saturday with Buffalo traveling to Mile High to take on the Denver Broncos. It'll be Penn State hosting Illinois. Have live reactions play of that. In the meantime, because that game kicks off at 5:30, late afternoon kick. A little surprising, but we got a lot of college football before the college football playoff is officially for the top 4 teams revealed next Sunday for the semifinals and the national championship come January the 11th. Meantime, the NFL playoffs would have begun that weekend as well. But next weekend, we'll have live reactions play college football, Illinois, Penn State, along with the Packers hosting the Panthers. Now, Green Bay won earlier, Carolina did not. Panthers 4-9 now. Green Bay, though, now, because New Orleans lost to Philly, they're the top seed in the NFC. So I'm sure they're happy, but Aaron Rodgers and company, they know there's still a lot of football left to be played, as do all these teams. There's still a lot of football left to be played before the end of the regular season, and then, of course, before the playoffs do, in fact, begin, and then the playoffs will start, and, we'll get to Super Bowl 55 on February the 7th. But next weekend, Illinois, Penn State, with side-by-side during that, Bills, Broncos, but then after Illinois, Penn State, we'll tune into Panthers, Packers. Next Sunday, we'll see about an early NFL game, but WWE Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, WWE TLC next Sunday night, a week later than usual. Normally that would be going on right now, as it was during this Sunday night game with the Steelers and Bills from Heinz Field last year, late 2019, right before Christmas. As Christmas in 2020 is upon us, along with the New Year's. Hopefully everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. We'll have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, or Happy Holidays if you're one of those people. No, they have not. Pittsburgh cannot run the football whatsoever. So look for them to pound the rock. It does look like it is raining or snowing a little bit there. So it looks like we will have some weather during this game. This is football weather, no doubt about it. Especially mid-December. Yeah, Marquise Pouncey going to be back at center as well, as he was on COVID-19 reserve list. But then James Conner, starting running back in return, as he was also on that list. But yeah, Pittsburgh needs to run the ball effectively, hopefully here tonight, and be consistent when from start to finish. And we got some flurries, so we're going to get snow tonight. We're going to get some snow Sunday night football with the Steelers and Bills. There's Mike Tomlin and Sean McDermott, as mentioned, former teammates on a William & Mary Tribe squad back in the early to mid-1990s. Dan Quinn was also on that team as an assistant coach, former Falcon head coach, as he was just fired, of course, mid-season. But this game's going to be exciting, no doubt about it. Hopefully Pittsburgh, as mentioned, can get back in the win column, but it looks like Pittsburgh going to get the ball to begin tonight's game here, as Tyler Bass is on to kick off for the Buffalo Bills. We'll see if Pittsburgh can circle the wagons by any means and put some Tatanka Buffalo through a few tables tonight, and out of respect for Bills Mafia, because there's no one there. But we're underway. Pittsburgh back deep to receive, and we're going to have a return about 5 yards deep. Should have took a knee. You'd have a 1st and 10 right now at the 25 rather than 1st and 10 Ray McLeod from the 10-15 yard line. So Pittsburgh could have had a good starting field position here, but of course not. They're going to just, right off the bat, dig themselves a hole. they're going to have to get out of. But we'll see how they play on this opening drive. And once again, thank you for tuning in and watching my NFL Sunday Night Football, Steelers, Bills, live reactions play live right here on YouTube. So 1st and 10, 5 seconds officially in, 14:55 to play in this opening quarter. From the 10-yard line. So a 15-yard difference if he would have took a knee. As he was pretty deep, and then Buffalo, good kickoff coverage. Pass is going to be incomplete on the bubble near side, intended for Deontay Johnson, former Toledo Rocket. So, yeah, not a good start for Pittsburgh by any means. Should have returned it for one, and then you guys still can't catch it. Like, what the hell? It's not that hard to catch a football. I don't care how hard it's being thrown at you. Catch the damn ball. Run the damn ball, catch the damn ball. Those are their slogans moving forward. Plain and simple, end of story. Motion Man, Ebron, maybe he'll drop about 10,000 balls tonight too. Out of the gun, and then Motion Man was Claypool. As Ben then laterals it to him, and he picks up a few yards. He'll bring up 3rd down. As he got about 5 or so, I'd say, on that. But we'll get, as always, more into what's still to come moving forward. So stay tuned. 3rd down for Pittsburgh. 3rd and 5 officially from the 15. So they're still negative 10 yards, honestly, because of the kickoff. Ben looking to throw. It's going to be incomplete, intended for Deontay Johnson. Good coverage there by the Bills on defense. So a quick 3-and-out for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they're going to punt. Jesus Christ, come on. Ben wanted a pass interference. He's actually telling Johnson, hey, keep going, rather than cut out. Or if you do cut out, go the whole way to the sideline. But batted down, incomplete. Jordan Berry on to punt, and it's going to roll out of bounds. Looks like around the 45-yard line. However, there is a flag on the play. 43-yard line officially is where they spotted, but there is a dirty yellow laundry flag out there from the Zebras. So we'll see what they call. During the kick, holding on the Bills, 10 yards from the end of the run. 1st down, Buffalo. Here comes Josh Allen. But no, going back to Ben Roethlisberger and Josh Allen, okay? Both first-round picks out of small college schools in Miami, Ohio, and Wyoming, respectively. Both 6'5", 235 plus. Cannon of arms. And when Ben was younger, as Josh Allen, around 25 years old, he's going to start out of the gun, empty set, 1st and 10 from the 33. Looking to throw, and it's going to be a little too high, incomplete. Avery Williamson on the coverage, so making an impact here already early on. But Allen does remind me, long story short, of Ben Roethlisberger from when Ben took over for Tommy Maddox and won a few Super Bowls. Should have won a 3rd, but of course lost Aaron Rodgers and Packers in 45. Haven't been back since. Pittsburgh was last unbeaten. Now at 11-1, so there's no unbeatens left. 2nd and 10. Allen gonna tuck it and run. But I think Pittsburgh Steelers fans can remember, hey, when Ben Roethlisberger was, I mean, he's as good as now than ever, I think, but tucking and running and picking up a few rushing touchdowns earlier on in his career, pre and post motorcycle accident. You know, that's a false start. Penalty flag does come in. They whistle it dead, so it'll be 3rd and 9 now for the Buffalo Bills. False start. Thank you. It's on the right tackle.
This is a tackle way back. They want to try and get off just ahead of the snap count because they know what TJ Watt is capable of doing. And I tell you, usually those right tackles, they move right at the snap count. That was just a fraction before. TJ Watt, he likes to
But now
line of scrimmage.
3rd and 9 officially from the 33.5-yard line from honestly the original line of scrimmage here for the Buffalo Bills. As if with Josh Allen going deep, it's going to be incomplete. Edmonds on the coverage. And once again, we got Edmonds versus Edmonds with Steelers versus Bills, with brothers playing against one another. They made history last year in that regard, with all the Edmonds brothers playing in the same game. Almost broke a 100-year NFL record. Fair catch on the punt, signal for it at the 15-yard line by Ray McLeod. So Pittsburgh going to start from there when we return. 1st and 10, all tied up at 0 with 12:42 to play in this opening quarter. The Bills looking like they're going to paint the town red and honestly kill the Pittsburgh Steelers tonight with their all-red unis. But we'll see how this game, of course, unfolds. Pittsburgh, just as always, as mentioned, because they have not, from start to finish, consistently, all season long, be able to run the football. Have fun running game. James Conner's back. I get the opening drive didn't, by any means, start off well, and it was a quick 3 and out. But you got to catch the ball, too, for God's sakes. There was 2 drops on that last drive. It's like, and Mike Tomlin's even said, you're not doing your job, we'll find somebody else. You know, because that's just how it is anywhere. You know, it's next man up. They don't care. They'll get rid of you, move on, and plug and play with someone else. But obviously that's just something, as he's been Mike Tomlin, this is, hey, us sucking, play like JV team, which, yeah, they have. Last week we played like Pee Wee football team. You know, those just are words that are trying to encourage everybody to just get their act together and play better. And hopefully it'll translate onto the field during the game, because you always hear too from coaches, well, yeah, this worked perfectly fine in practice against us, but yeah, of course it did, because you didn't play against the other team yet until the game, and then when you went and played, it didn't work. So got to run the ball, can't drop all these passes. You have Ben Roethlisberger at quarterback throwing you the football, for God's sakes. Okay, so just way too many drops as of late. Of course, NBC has to rub it in with Pittsburgh losing last week, and the 1972 Miami Dolphins are still the last unbeaten in NFL history to win a Super Bowl, as they finished at 17-0. So yeah, Pittsburgh coming off the loss. Hopefully they'll get back in the win column here tonight. But out of the gun, 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Motion man, fake the give, and then is caught by Deontay Johnson. That's a shocker. Picks up 12 yards on the catch and run, 1st down Pittsburgh. First and 10. Ben complete to Juju, far side. About 5-yard pass on that. Second, okay, they say officially 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down. 2nd and medium here. And yeah, Ben, as mentioned earlier tonight and all season long, looking as better if not better than he's ever looked this year, and getting the ball out faster than ever. So yeah, pick up a 4 to the 30-yard line, 2nd down and 6 for the Steelers. Motion man's going to be Claypool. Fake the give to him on the end-around handoff. James Conner. He's going to be stuffed. Going to lose a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 7 as he gets helped up from the official. Well, you got to be able to block up front for one, okay? Block up front. All starts up front. You got to be able to block to run, and then run to open up play action. But when you can't run the ball, you're one-dimensional. You're throwing all the time. Ben can't do it all himself. Somebody else has stepped up. He has all these weapons to throw to, but whether he can or not, they still can't run the football. So empty set, 5 wide on 3rd and 7. It's going to be caught and then dropped by Deontay Johnson. Jesus Christ, catch the damn ball. How hard is it? He caught it, took his eyes off the ball, did not officially catch it yet, looked downfield and dropped it right there. 4th down again, and Pittsburgh's going to punt. How hard is it to catch a football?
He told us, I got to focus on secure the ball, then make the move. His exact words to us this week. A couple of times he hasn't been able to pull it off.
Punt going to be filled at 31-yard line. About a few-yard return there for the Bills. 1st and 10 for Buffalo. All tied up at 0 still when we come back. 10:30 to play in this opening quarter. As Pittsburgh has already touched it twice, got 3 and outs. I mean, they did pick up 1 first down there, but and the Bills with a 3 and out after a penalty. So it seems already as if both teams have settled down and settled in, and are just, for the most part here, trying to get something to click to capitalize on it and, move forward and put some points on the board. Take an early lead and try to control the game, from there. But, like I said, I just still have a feeling it's going to be back and forth, shootout. But you never know. That's why they play the games, not side on paper, side on field. We can talk and say all we want, all hypothetical, of course, until the game is played. So, honestly, though, how hard is it to catch football? Like, do you need to go out and practice with the jug machine for 24 hours, 7 days a week, and, don't stop until you drop? Not drop the football in that regard, but drop dead. Like, literally, how hard is it to catch a football? I don't understand it. It's been a few week occurrence now. I don't even remember, honestly, because it's been going on for so long, when this started. I would probably think with the Raven game on that Wednesday night a few weeks ago, early December, that was supposed to be played on Thanksgiving night. Postponed a few times and then finally played. It was probably even before that, though, too, because they had Jacksonville along with Cincinnati and Dallas and Baltimore before then. So, but seriously, how hard is it to catch a football? Like, you're not getting a boulder thrown at you or getting run over by an 18-wheeler, for God's sakes. You're just catching a football that's being thrown at you 5 yards from you, for God's sakes. Like, I don't understand. He had 12 drop passes this year. That's just Deontay Johnson alone, not even counting Eric Ebrons. Why don't we call up Chris Collinsworth out of the booth? Hall of Fame receiver for the Bengals. I'm sure he'd suit up. Yeah, he'd probably die, but I'm sure he'd be able to catch more balls tonight than all the drop passes Pittsburgh's had over the past few games, all season long, honestly. Like, it just blows my mind. You're playing in the NFL and you can't catch a football as you're a wide receiver. okay? If you're going to be dropping all these, but you cover good, well, go play defense, okay? Because that's what they do.
Because of injury, both are making their first Steelers starts.
2nd and 9. Allen going to be complete to Cole Beasley, the former Cowboy near side, first down Buffalo, as he gets pushed out of bounds. Some flurries with the snow, so we'll have to see if it picks up by any means and starts to stick throughout the game. But a simple up and out for Cole Beasley, and a first down for the Bills at the 46-yard line. Another empty set 5 wide, so no running game for Buffalo whatsoever here midway through the opening quarter. And ball going to be deflected and then incomplete. Okay, a Bill offensive lineman has it. He's running, but the refs right there are calling, hey, it's incomplete. Stop. Play's dead. We'll reset. Play the next down. Pittsburgh had 3 in the area after the ball was deflected. I don't know why none of them tried to intercept it. Actually, 4. As Highsmith got to Allen, almost brought him down the sack, so the streak would have been broken right there. And then Watt got his arms up, deflected, and then Hayward and Tuitt were up looking around for it, but couldn't come down with it. So 2nd down and 10 now. Buffalo faking the run. Allen going to go deep down the far sideline. Is going to be picked off at the 30-yard line by the Steelers. And that is Mike Hilton, number 28, on the interception. So Buffalo with the first turnover here tonight. We'll see if Pittsburgh now can capitalize. Some good pressure by Cam Hayward. Allen, I think he got his arm hit there as he got rid of it, and Hilton right there to pick it off. So Buffalo's taking some deep shots. We'll see if Pittsburgh does the same thing. But for one, if you can't, catch the ball 5 yards in front of you, how do you expect to catch the ball 50 yards downfield? So, stops your run game, have to be consistent there. But then, short passes, just get the hell open. Ben's going to get you the ball, okay? Just get the hell open. And first down, move the sticks. Field's 100 yards, 120 honestly with the end zones. But, it's not rocket science, okay? It's common sense. It's just mind-blowing that you're a wide receiver in the National Football League. Whether it's the No Fun League or not, you're expected to catch football, okay? If you're a wide receiver, you're being paid to catch footballs. And when you can't catch footballs, whether you drop as many as you have in a row or not, and then you get out of it and catch as many in a row and score 10,000 touchdowns, something still needs to be done about it, okay? But sometimes these things just work themselves out. Of course, over time, not, right now or in 5 minutes from now by any means, but there's no other explanation for it. You're a wide receiver, you're supposed to catch football, okay? Also supposed to block, but supposed to catch football. If you have stone hands, go play defense, go play corner, go play safety. Nothing against those guys because Pittsburgh just picked it off. They can catch, but they can't catch all the time. That's why they play defense. Wide receivers are supposed to catch it all the time. So, snow's starting to fall a little bit. Pittsburgh going to have a 1st and 10 here, following the interception. Yeah, but Buffalo's been pass. Pittsburgh's at least trying to be balanced, but they can't run the ball. So yeah, it just started to snow, and they said about an hour and a half ago. So it's light snow, some flurries, but it could pick up over the course of the next few hours by the end of this game. Hand off to Connor, who's used to this weather. He's from Erie, played at Pitt, drafted by the Steelers in the third round a few years back, in a contract year, so we'll see what Pittsburgh does, of course, after the season, moving into next year with free agency and the draft at the running back position. As they have Connor, Snell, McFarland, and Jalen Samuels going to be odd man out, but Connor might even be gone. But I just have a feeling they'll end up re-signing him, and he'll be in Pittsburgh for a little while longer. Another handoff to him, but we'll get there, of course, when we get there. That's they're 3-4 months away before free agency and then the draft come April. Just worried about right now. One play, one thing at a time, and they're in the playoffs. They win tonight, Cleveland loses tomorrow, they'll win the division, and then it'll be down to them in Kansas City for the most part on who's going to be the top seed. Ben going to be incomplete there. It was deflected to the line of scrimmage. Intended for Vance Ronald McDonald, almost picked off, and it falls incomplete. Fourth down, here comes Jordan Berry once again on to punt for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, snow's starting to fall a little bit more here, and why not? Why the hell not? Honest 2020, but I mean, this is your typical Pittsburgh and Buffalo weather this time of year. A punt almost blocked, and then it's going to be fair caught 32-yard line. So Buffalo, for the most part, starting from around the same starting field position on all their drives so far. They'll have first and 10 from there, with 7:44 to play in this opening quarter when we return. So once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe as always on social media. Links in the description below. Thumbs up button, share, little notify bell next to red subscribe button as well, along with if you have a chat question or comment or even a super chat or a super sticker. Those are always greatly appreciated as well. Let me know in the comment section below.
Snow flurries. The only thing we're missing are the 70,000 screaming fans. The Steelers are missing this guy, Joe Hayden, their outstanding corner, out with concussions, and Cameron Sutton is starting in his place tonight for Pittsburgh on the back end.
Out of the gun. See if Buffalo finally runs this football. They do. It's not juice by any means, but Zach Moss gets about 4, maybe 5 yards on the run, and Buffalo now with second down.
Interior offensive line has been the part that's been moving around. The two tackles have been pretty consistently there, but center and the two guards have had people in and out all season.
Beasley in motion. Another handoff to Moss as he lowers his shoulder, and then he's brought down by Edmonds and Hayward.
Against San Francisco, the game played in Glendale, Arizona. Back in there in a row, backing up Devin Singletary tonight.
And I'm sure Sean McDermott's thinking, all right, we couldn't really block these guys when we had our starting center in there, so we got some backups and some shifting around going on. How about if we hand the ball off a couple of times?
Seattle moved from guard to center, Brian Winters.
Few motions here as Buffalo gets set. Trips top of your screen. Play clock winding down on 3rd and 2. Maybe another false start from the right tackle. They don't call it. Allen over the middle. It's going to be caught and then dropped by Gabe Davis. And that'll bring up another 4th down. Buffalo on to punt once again. So it's a punt contest for the brand. Back and forth. Neither team can get anything going. And it's not like Pittsburgh's not getting after Josh Allen. He's just a second quicker getting the ball, airing it out downfield, and then whether they're converting or not, okay, they're of course not because both teams have punted how many times now. 4th and 2 from the 40. Watch for a fake. No, Buffalo going to punt. Almost blocked. One of these times they're going to block one of those. And, that's the thing with having a consistent running game. You keep trucking. Eventually you're going to break one off. So, another commercial break here. Pittsburgh and Buffalo still all tied with 0. 6:15 to play in this first quarter.
Hey everybody. For Sunday Night Football, we need to bring our A game. Microsoft Teams is our podcast team. Always to work. Give me a little Fletcher Cox story.
You cannot block you with just one off the line.
Here's what would scare me. These quick feet. When you're over the center, what's different?
I got 2 seconds to get to the quarterback. This is what I do.
Nothing is a way of bringing the game to the fans. Fletcher Cox has blown up another one.
You've always been my center. Someday I'll remind you that you will always be just that.
Show her your love is unstoppable. In-store, online, or by virtual consultation. Only at K Jewelers.
Did you know that Geico's whole 15 minutes thing, that came from me? Really? My first idea was, in 1/4 of an hour, your savings will tower. Oh,
And speaking of the devil from earlier, we have some breaking news. Major League Baseball's Cleveland Indians will change their name. So over the course of the past 6 months, we had the Washington Redskins change from the Washington Redskins to the Washington football team. And now the Cleveland Indians will be no more after 100 plus years. They'll be the Cleveland, whatever the hell they change the name to. We don't know any more details at this point in time, but Cleveland's going to adopt a new nickname. They will announce, I guess, sometime this week on what that new nickname will be. I wonder what Rick Vaughn has to think about that. 1st and 10 from the 22. Ben almost goes down the sack and then finds Claypool at the 40-yard line, but I don't know if he caught that before the ball hit the ground or not. And they say, okay, incomplete. 2nd down. But, well, who's next? Honestly, who's next? Atlanta Braves? There's a few others that have Native American nicknames as a team name. So if you're changing one, and I said this then, I said it earlier today for, I don't know why, I just brought it up, trying to relate it, compare it to something. I'd have to go back, or if you folks want to do that, be my guest, and watch and listen to that, okay, but if you're going to do them good or bad, however you look at it, but if you're going to change one, you need to change them all. So the Indians are next in line. We'll see who's next, but yeah, there's a slew of Native American nicknames that, one, personally, I don't think they should change, but that's just my own opinion. 3rd and 6, Ben pump fakes, gets rid of it. It's complete to Juju at the 40-yard line, 1st down, Steelers. But hey, if you're trying to fit in and you want to be different now, or whether you want to be the same as everyone else, just for the hell of it, okay, so be it. Whatever, it is what it is. So they're going to change their name. But the Indians are always going to be the Cleveland Indians, as are the Washington Redskins always going to be the Washington Redskins. But as time goes on, we get used to it. So, you know, when it's all said and done, it is what it is. That's like changing the Steeler name because steel workers would be offended. Like, give me a goddamn break. Like, come on. Or the New York Giants because 7-foot people don't like to be called Giants. Like, everyone's soft anymore. Everyone's offended about any little stupid thing. Like, grow the hell up.
It's very different, and it's also sort of interesting to think about. Early in the season, they were trying to protect Big Ben. They didn't know about his arm, so they wanted to run the football, and so they had that balance almost by default. Now that he's feeling better, now all of a sudden they're feeling like, okay.
First and 10 from the 49. 3:50 to play here in this first quarter. Ben under center going to hand off, and that is Benny Snell. Or excuse me, Jalen Samuels, the Swiss Army knife running back Pittsburgh has on offense, gets a few yards. Good to see Pouncey back. No doubt about it. Missed past few games, but he has returned, and we'll see if it's going to help out the run game. Because if it does, well, we know why they can't run the football when, you know, Pouncey's not in there. It's because he's not in there. But regardless of who you have on your offensive line, you should be able to run the football with the running backs you have. So,
That just gives you an idea of what they've been doing. The run game plays by the dink and dunk, the short stuff.
Pittsburgh with a 3rd and 6 from the 45. Hurry, hurry. Play clock winding down. They got Buffalo to jump off sides. No flag, though. Ben going to go deep down the far sideline and overthrows James Washington. Incomplete. I think he had a free play and they didn't call the offside. That's why he went deep. So 4th down once again. So here we are. Punt, 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 punt. You want to call up everyone signed up for the punt, pass, and kick competition next year and have them come out here at the end of the first quarter and have them in one end zone for the whole second quarter into halftime, and then you got to figure something out on, hey, we got to go this way for both teams until halftime. Like, punt, 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 punt. Neither of these teams can do anything on offense. Pittsburgh going to down it at the 12-yard line, it looks like. So 2:12 to play. Still all tied up at 0 with Pittsburgh and Buffalo as the snow continues to fall. So we'll see if that's going to play a major factor or not a little bit later on. But especially playing on turf in Buffalo. So, and that's why they have turf, because it's easier to, of course, get rid of if they had to. But of course, it wasn't always like that. But still, Buffalo's had their fair share of, you know, playing in blizzards. As Pittsburgh, for the most part, yeah, they played in home snow games, but nothing really other than a few that stick out with the Dolphins and Bears over the past 15, 20 years or so that have affected the playing surface by any means. But I remember a few years back, Buffalo actually had a game moved out of Buffalo. This actually happened a few times. To a neutral site on a Monday because of so much snow. And this was around this time of year, right after Christmas. But then they've even played in a few feet of snow before too, with you know almost 85,000 fans in the stands. So Bills fans, yeah, they've gone through a lot of hardship, no doubt about it. But one of the most loyal fan bases in all the NFL, and that's why Bills Mafia is Bills Mafia. So we'll see if the snow is going to play a factor later on or not. But um, hell, this might turn into a Dolphin Steeler game from 2007 in the rain, in which Steeler won 3-0 off of a Jeff Reed field goal, and now Pittsburgh's got Chris Boswell back. Maybe he'll be the difference. But you don't pick a first down, you have a fourth and whatever. Hopefully you'd be in field goal range by that point, because neither of these teams can move the ball past midfield. So we'll see how the rest of this game unfolds. But still early, still a lot of football to play tonight. For Monday night, tomorrow night with Baltimore and Cleveland. And as mentioned, if Pittsburgh wins tonight, Cleveland loses tomorrow, Pittsburgh's AFC North champion, having already clinched playoff berth before even playing today, because Miami lost to the Chiefs. And about a 10-yard pass there on 1st and 10. However, he's going to be short of the line to gain for a first down. That was complete to Stephon Diggs, former Maryland Terp, who played for Minnesota for all of his career until just being traded this past offseason to Buffalo. So 2nd and 2, they say a pick of 8. So Josh Allen going to hand off, and then Pittsburgh right there to bring him down. And Avery Williamson, 51. Get used to that name and number for the time being moving forward for Pittsburgh on defense. Replacing Robert Spillane tonight, who has been replacing Devin Bush and Bud Dupree. And like I said, it's next man up. Got a flag on the play. Pittsburgh with 12 on defense. Automatic first down for the Bills. Under a minute to play here in the first. So first down and 10 for Buffalo now. Yeah, Pittsburgh had more than 11 there. Right at the last second, they got the snap off, and Pittsburgh wasn't off the field yet. So easy 5. 1st and 10 from the 26. Allen going to fake the give. Cam Hayward with the pressure. Maybe a little bit of a hold, but then pass a little too high for the tight end, Dawson Knox. Incomplete. 2nd down. There's Brian Dable, the former Alabama offense coordinator, returning to Buffalo, and is now calling plays for the Bills. And his name could very well come up for a few head coaching openings at both the college and NFL level, as the coaching carousel is starting to heat up. So keep an eye out for videos right here on YouTube with those. Pass complete to Gabe Davis. He's going to lose a yard in the backfield on the screen. 3rd down and 11. Hilton, who has the interception on the stop. Buffalo going to hurry up here before the end of the first quarter. They'll just try to draw Pittsburgh offsides here. They're not going to snap it. Yeah, Josh Allen, hey, no, we're not snapping it. Let this clock tick away. There's about a second differential between the game and play clock at 5 seconds now. 4, 3, 2, 1. Officially at the end of the first quarter. The Pittsburgh Steelers and Buffalo Bills are scoreless at 0. But thank you for tuning in and watching my live reactions, play live right here on YouTube. Hopefully these teams can get something going here sometime soon. I mean, Pittsburgh with a slow start. Normally when they start slow, they don't find the rhythm until late second quarter before halftime. Whether they have a lead or not, okay, but then, take over and control the rest of the game in the second half and come out winners. So if as Buffalo is going to have a third down, I do believe, maybe a fourth. We'll start the second quarter when we come back out of this commercial break. So stay tuned.
Ever wonder why your just washed laundry doesn't smell just washed? That's because there's hidden sweat and body soils that cause odors on your clothes. But there's a solution for those secret stinks. Gain Flings laundry packs. Gain Flings has more freshness ingredients compared to Bargain liquid detergent. They have 3 superpowered ingredients that fight stink: Oxy-Boost, Febreze odor remover, and concentrated detergent. Just toss in a couple of packs. Gain Flings works in all wash cycles, even in cold water. Try Gain Flings and smell the difference, or we'll give you your money back. You don't get to have the girlfriend experience, but you've got a fiance at home.
We're gonna take care of you, okay?
Are you not afraid all the time?
You are. I know these people I work with full of it.
This is all you Monday on NBC.
Tonight's aerial coverage is brought to you by Geico. Look at Niagara Falls on the U.S. side, the Canadian side. Up at the top of the screen, there's Collinsworth on our little tourist adventure this week.
I'd never seen him before.
What'd you think?
I'd love to.
Snow's really falling now,
Toronto was right there. I had no idea. I was looking for the guys with the barrels.
but not sticking.
And you didn't
Not sticking on the field as of yet. But they'll be ready for it if need be. 3rd and 11 as we begin the second quarter. And pressure off the edge. And it falls incomplete. Pittsburgh's thinking it's a fumble maybe. They have it. But here we are with a lot of pressure with the Steeler defense getting to Josh Allen. Haven't been able to bring him down yet for a sack with that streak on the line, but I mean that's last of anybody's worries right now. That's a fumble. That is a fumble. That is a fumble.
That looks like a fumble, yeah. So what happened on the recovery side of that?
Pittsburgh recovered that. Challenge it. You're going to get the ball with some damn good starting field position rather than have Buffalo punt here on this 4th down if they say incomplete. Thing is, Pittsburgh's getting the ball back anyway. So regardless, rather than call timeout or throw the challenge flag, have a timeout get charged to you if you don't win the challenge because you have to find undisputable video evidence to overturn it. And they probably wouldn't have had it. So that's just odd with from start to finish with that, yeah.
Same guy, just more mature than I was. Sean McDermott on the other side said you could tell Mike Tomlin was ready to be a leader. He was a leader then in everything.
So 1st and 10 Steelers from the 20. So probably a good idea they didn't throw the challenge flag because they probably wouldn't have won it. Just knowing how things work. Ben going to go deep on this first play. Has a man in Claypool right through his hands, incomplete. Good coverage, though, by Buffalo. He had to go up and get that one, so technically wasn't a drop, but Josh Norman with some good coverage there.
Jimmy Laycock, how he remembered the former teammates, and he recalled Tomlin as happy, upbeat, and the kind of guy the younger players went to. He said McDermott was more reserved and intense. He was so quiet and nice, and then he'd knock your head off on game day. Of both of them, he said it's very simple. They are who they are. They don't try to play the role. They're exactly the same guys that they were when they were 18, 19 years old.
Time flies. From the 20. And we got a whistle. We're going to have a false start by Pittsburgh. So maybe you should have challenged. You'd probably be in field goal range by now. Actually, offside on Buffalo here. So 5 yards, still second down though.
All the teammates of these guys who are watching
Yeah.
this, they kind of got together, they're doing a little Zoom call, so they're watching the game and getting to tell old stories about these guys. They can't defend themselves.
Yeah, and he said that those guys get to look at it through rose-colored glasses. We get the harsh reality of football. Those guys are remembering the glory days. Tom would also remember when McDermott gave him a good shot in the back.
Benny Snell in the ball game at tailback. Fake to give to Claypool in the end around. Handoff Snell. He's going to pick up first down. 7 yards on that run. Going back to that challenge, I mean, they would have had a strong case of winning that. Thing is, they rolled it an incomplete pass on the field, so they have to find undisputed video evidence to overturn it. And knowing just how things work, they probably, whether they had it or not, they probably didn't. And if that makes any sense. I know it doesn't, but still. From the 32, first and 10, it was third down. Buffalo's going to punt, and then, they get the ball back right away. Anyway, so Juju Smith-Schuster on the reception, first down, Steelers. Because you challenge, you don't win it, you lose a timeout. And they keep their 2 challenges. They keep all 3 timeouts here in this first half. And they're starting to move the ball. At least Juju can catch the football. Picks up a big first down over the middle before running out of bounds.
It's just a difficult thing. Sometimes because there's no crowd anymore, they're able to
from the 48.
some of the calls like lock, which means stay on the guy where you
And Buffalo, honestly, too. Think about this now. Motion man near side. Handoff to Snell. Another 2 yards for him. Buffalo, for the most part, okay, this season in prime time, minus last Monday night's game, in which they won. The Chief game, in which was supposed to be a Thursday night, moved to 5 o'clock on a Monday. Rain. Kansas City ran the ball, showing the ball with Clyde Edwards-Helaire that ball game. And then about a week or so prior, Buffalo and Tennessee on a Tuesday night. Now we're here on a Sunday night. Snell once again for about a 5-6 yard pickup. It'll be third down and short for Pittsburgh. Buffalo hasn't played well in those games. Like, the hype has got to them for some reason. What it seems like, at least. Because they got beat by the Chiefs. They got beat by the Titans. And, well, for now, we're all tied up with the Steelers, but you get my gist. 3rd and 3 from the 41. Ben out of the gun, empty set, looking to throw. He pump fakes. Has a man for 5 yards for a first down. I believe that's Ebron. And then they say incomplete. He dropped it as it hit the ground. 4th down, and Pittsburgh once again is going to have to punt. We might be tied up at 0 at the half. Yeah, that's a drop. That's on Ebron. You got to catch that, dude. Come on. Ben can't believe it, just shaking his head. Come on, man. 4th and 3, Jordan Berry for the 100th time tonight. And we still got 11:44 to play in this first half. And he'll pin them deep inside the 10, so 1st and 10 Bills from there when we return.
It doesn't matter where they came from or how you met them. Some you've known your entire life. Others just feel like it. They come in small groups or by the thousands. But we call them all family. And everything's just better when you're with them. No matter how you family, it's better in the Hyundai Palisade. With available class-exclusive Line View monitor.
With 5% cash back on travel purchase through Chase from Freedom Unlimited, you can now earn even more. Book that hotel, Kim, because you are worth it.
I am worth it.
Now earn 5% on travel purchase through Chase and so much more. Chase, make more good choices. Start the chicken wars. Just end with them. With
Smooth driving pays off. With Allstate, the safer you drive, the more you save. You've never been in better hands. Allstate, pick or call for a quote today.
this holiday, get the phones everyone wants on the 5G America's been waiting for.
Verizon 5G is next level.
Now, get one of our best 5G phones on us when you buy one. And get $500 when you switch. Plus, select unlimited plans include Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus.
100% obsessed with The Mandalorian.
I watch a lot of sports.
It has all my favorite shows.
And right now, Best in Gaming is also on us.
Like a gift on top of another gift. Gifts keep coming at me.
This is 5G from America's most reliable network.
So how did Josh Allen go from one of the least accurate quarterbacks in the NFL his first 2 years to one of the best? Well, how about some digital mapping of his throwing mechanics? So you can see it's a lot of science going into this, and it really comes down to you want to lead with that front foot, open it up a little bit, and then to that hip, and then to the shoulder, and then to the arm, and then the final little flick with the hand. But you can imagine it's like trying to change your golf swing, Mike, and then take it out to the golf course. It rarely goes well.
Yeah, a lot of range championships have been won, right?
1st and 10 Bills from the 9-yard line. Josh Allen going to hand off. Marcus Allen on the stop for the Steeler defense.
We look at where Split's starting, where Split's finishing, and how that's going to allow him to bring his hips through. And when we look at sequencing of it, shoulders starting first, hips second, then arms coming forward. We'd really like his hip to come first, his shoulder to follow, and then his arm to come forward.
Got hip, shoulder, arm.
2nd and 8 after a gain of 2 from the 11. Another empty set. 5 wide. That's all it is anymore in the NFL. Complete to Beasley at the 16 for 5. 3rd down.
But you can also imagine how frustrating it could be to try and change something you've done your whole life. Let's take a look here. Now he's going to open up with that left foot. You'll see it just barely open like a golfer would. Just barely open. And really, that was a little bit more arm than it was hip and shoulder and sequence, but it was a shorter.
3rd and 3. Allen going to be complete. And that is Gabe Davis for Bill first down. And he's a little slow to get up, but he gets up.
Let's take one more look at this motion now, and you'll see it starts. Watch him open up that
Odd, of course, with no fans once again, but just how it is. Some places have fans, some don't, but just how it is. Hopefully we'll get back to normal eventually sometime soon, but 1st and 10 Bills from the 23-yard line. Highsmith off the edge. That's a hold. Highsmith from behind now, almost getting to Allen as he airs it out deep, and it's going to be Incomplete the 40-yard line, and 10 for his tight end, number 88, Dawson Knox. What a name, Dawson Knox. 9:42 to play in this first half. Still tied at 0 with Pittsburgh and Buffalo, so a defensive showdown and a punt contest right now. Almost picked off by Sutton. Highsmith had him right at the end. You got to be a step or two quicker, to get to Josh Allen tonight, because he's a second or two faster getting the ball out. 2nd and 10 after the incompletion with 23. Fake the give, complete, and then it comes up. That's a catch and a fumble, and the Steelers have it. That's what they say. First down, Pittsburgh. So 2 turnovers now by the Bills in this first half. And now looks like we got an injured Steeler. Pass complete. That's a catch. Dawson Knox, and then he loses it. Ball never hits the ground, so technically that could be a pick. Yeah, that's going to go down as interception, I think. That never, yeah. Okay, still turnover. Pittsburgh's going to have it. That's a catch, and then ball never hits the ground, and Pittsburgh comes away with it. So tell me it's an interception rather than a fumble, because if they look at it, Pittsburgh would come away with it in the end. So Sutton getting the ball for the Steeler defense here. 1st and 10, Pittsburgh. Yeah. Josh Allen with 2 interceptions. Pittsburgh couldn't capitalize earlier. We'll see if they can capitalize now with their best starting field position here so far tonight. Ball 1st and 10 for the black and gold from the 30-yard line, following another INT. And then it looked like we had an injured Steeler defender, but maybe not. Claypool in motion. 1st and 10 handoff. James Conner, spin move, breaks a tackle, and then he also loses the football. However, Pittsburgh looks to have recovered 8 yards to the 22. So, okay, they signal Steelers football. They'll keep it. Going to be short of the line to gain, though, so it would be 2nd and short. Or technically, well, I was going to say, technically, as the ball's out, Conner coughing it up there, carrying it like a loaf of bread. If we would have had a little change of possession there and then back to Pittsburgh, the Steelers would be rewarded with a first down. But it should be 2nd and 2 here. But if they give them a 1st and 10, I'll take it, no doubt. 2nd and 1, okay. Hand off Conner again. He's going to pick up a first down. Got 2 when he only needed 1. First down, Steelers inside the red zone. Knocking on the door. Hopefully they can at least get some points off of this drive now. Capitalize off of another turnover by Buffalo. From the 20 officially, 1st and 10 of a good 8 shots to punch it in. Ben down the middle, touchdown Pittsburgh. James Washington for 6. And the Steelers take the lead. Six nothing pending the extra point. Just a simple post over the middle. Washington one-on-one with the corner in the end zone. And Ben hit him right numbers. Touchdown Steelers. So they capitalized with 6, hopefully 7 here off the interception. Chris Boswell back at kicker. Extra point up and good. Pittsburgh leads Buffalo 7-0 as we near halftime, with the snow continuing to fall, but once again not sticking to the field. But Pittsburgh 7 for 7 as Ben Roethlisberger occupies 13. James Washington for 6. Which, if you do the math, 13 and 7 or 13 and 6 equals 6 or 7, depending on, how you put it. So, extra point up and good there. And hopefully they can continue to get after Josh Allen. I mean, they've been pressuring him as good as I think they've been pressuring anybody so far this season. But the sacks just aren't there yet. They don't need one sack to break the record, so hopefully they'll get that tonight. Still left football to be played, but that's, like I said earlier, honestly, for all of Pittsburgh right now, least if anybody's concerned. So all that matters is a win, because that's all anybody ever remembers anyway. Especially coming off a loss, you don't want to lose 2 in a row, fall to 11-2, and get 12-1, stay in first place in the AFC, especially after Kansas City won earlier. They're technically in first place right now. So it's going to come down to the wire. These next few games before the playoffs start going to be balls to the wall before January rolls around and on the road to Super Bowl 5. So at home with Baker Mayfield, that's January the 3rd. Pittsburgh will resod the field for you. We'll give you company. We'll stop your rushing attack and put your ass in the ground, just as they did back mid-October. But no, these Baker Mayfield, at-home Baker Mayfield commercials are hilarious. The grocery one's good. I mean, that one's not that bad. He's got to go get some refreshments for company because they're going to resod the field. But the holiday one, him cooking in the concession area, that one I think is the best. For the ones that they've rolled out for this year. Can't remember any of the ones from last year, other than I know the grocery ones from last year. I think there was a good 1 or 2 last year too, but no, give me those all the time. Those are hilarious. At home with Baker Mayfield. We're at home with the Buffalo Bills tonight on Sunday Night Football. They're going to get the ball back, now trailing by 7 as Pittsburgh just took an early 7-0 lead here. Good old 8-1-4 to play in this first half. So Pittsburgh has been taking care of business. They need 1 sack to break the Tampa Bay Buccaneer record at 69 consecutive games to get to 70. TJ Watt and Bud Dupree, for the most part, the sack leaders during this 4, almost 5-year streak. But if they get 1 sack tonight, they'll break the record. 70 games with at least 1 sack. 70 consecutive games, that is. Allen goes down, and that might have been it right there. Tyson Alulu. Ball came out. Buffalo recovered, it looked like. So we'll have to see if they count that as a sack or not. Okay, yeah, he just lost the ball, fumbled, and then Buffalo recovered there. So now I wouldn't say that's a fumble. He just lost. That's a fumble, and then Buffalo recovered. So now, unless they do credit that as a sack for Pittsburgh, it'd be a tackle for loss, if anything. 2nd and long from the 16-yard line. Blake, look. Okay, it does count as a sack. So that is now 70 consecutive games with at least 1 sack for the Pittsburgh Steelers Steel Curtain defense from 2016 to 2020. Breaking NFL records. Pass near side, 10 for 13. Gabe Davis, who they've targeted along Cole Beasley a lot tonight. Let him go to Diggs, but incomplete as he caught it out of bounds. So 3rd down and extra long now. Josh Allen getting pressured, going to step up in the pocket, tuck it and run. He gets to the 27-yard line before being brought down by Edmonds and Marcus Allen. 4th down again. Buffalo on the punt. Steelers going to get the football back with 7:07 to play in this first half with all 3 timeouts. So 7-point lead. Maybe they can make it 10, 14. Maybe if not a little bit more before the half. Fair catch, and then Ray Mysterio McLeod on the return, just going to run out of bounds at the 25-yard line, it looks like. So, Steelers are going to start from there, as they just broke an NFL record for 70 straight consecutive games with at least 1 sack on defense. So congrats to Pittsburgh. Defense keeps you in the game until the offense does something. Hopefully, running and not dropping balls. And then just doing what you got to do, I'm Jimmy McGill.
Like in the Hyundai Tucson. They can help protect the ones you love and the ones they love. When the brand is
Or Saul Goodman. But no. Defense wins the championships. You go back to when Pittsburgh won 4 in 6 years in the 1970s. Steel Curtain was bringing the Steel Curtain down, game in, week in and week out.
Tonight, I'll be eating cheesy cauliflower pizza with extra
Defense in 2005 and 2008 did the same damn thing. No wonder Pittsburgh has 6 Super Bowls. That, of course, was the record until New England tied them after the Super Bowl 53 win against the Rams. The Rams got revenge, though, during the regular season just this past Thursday night. But no more Tom Brady. He's in Tampa Bay with the Bucs as he switched from the AFC to the NFC. And the NFC, for some reason, more tighter now than what the AFC is. When normally it's, as mentioned all season long, yes, the NFC's always tight come playoff time. But the AFC this year, for some reason, was tight up until just recently. It's taking care of itself. Games are being played, it'll be even, it'll balance, work itself out, so to speak. But now the NFC has like 10 teams in the hunt still for a playoff spot, for God's sakes. And we'll get more into the standings along with first half stats and scores coming up with half, so stay tuned. But now defense wins you championships. Pittsburgh's defense, one of the best, if not the best, in all the NFL, even with all the injuries. But we'll see how Pittsburgh does now on this drive, up 7 with a lead on the road in the snow against the Buffalo Bills. 2nd and 9 officially from the 28-yard line.
There was almost no way to believe that he was going to go to the post. You had to believe you're going to the corner because that's where all the extra field was, and yet they made it work. That's really well designed on the part of the Pittsburgh.
Ben's typical blue 80. He hands off about a yard for James Conner. Ball comes out, but they whistled it dead. He was down. Ground can't cause a fumble either, so Pittsburgh with a 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. So they score, but then they can't do anything other than stop Buffalo on offense, of course, and force another punt. But then when they get the ball back on offense, they have a 3rd and long now. 5:15 to play in this first half. 3rd down and 9. Claypool in motion. They really haven't gone to him yet. haven't gone Deontay Johnson since he dropped how many balls tonight. Ben over the middle. No pass interference. No flag on a hold. Late flag comes in. Thank you. No wonder it was incomplete over the middle. You held him from behind. You couldn't. Refs huddling up, telling players to back off. He couldn't catch the ball because you wouldn't allow him. Which I get you're playing defense, but you can't hold or interfere with somebody. They might pick this up. We'll see. Give me a hold. Give me a 10-yard holding. No foul in the play. 4th down, and Pittsburgh's on the punt again, so they pick it up. All right. Maybe if James Washington never turned around. He turned around a little late, right at the last second. And then they pick up the penalty flag, so Pittsburgh on the punt again. Fair catch at the 25-yard line, and that's where Buffalo is going to start their next drive. Trailing by 7 with under 5 to play. First and 10, bubble screen complete to Beasley. And then he gets about 6, maybe 7 yards on that reception. Second down.
Yeah, I like that play design because it was pure play action. They pulled the left guard over to the right side, and instead of getting a pure pass rush, you start to get a little shuffle down the line of scrimmage. So maybe some play action here off of the run game, and he set up the passing game.
Personnel change here for the Bills. 2 tight ends in the lineup. Maybe try to control that.
From the 33, 2nd and 3. Marcus Allen with the pressure. Allen gets rid of it, though. Josh Allen, that is. And then it's dropped by Gabe Davis. So Buffalo now having their issues dropping the football. Falls incomplete.
Safety now down at the linebacker position. But one thing it does is it adds speed to that blitz, right? And that really wasn't even a very good blitz. He went so wide, he could have really hugged that corner tighter and might have gotten a hit. So the pass rush has significantly impacted Josh Allen and sped him up.
3rd and 3 with the play clock winding down. It's going to be caught by Stephon Diggs. He breaks a tackle. Minkah Fitzpatrick behind him. However, Marcus Allen from behind. Go back to that 2014 Maryland-Penn State game in which the Terps didn't shake hands. Allen gets revenge and brings down Stephon Diggs after a big first down completion from Josh Allen and first down for the Buffalo Bills. Minkah with a missed tackle. He was just standing there. Diggs fell into him, but he didn't go down. No, yeah, that was a little weird. And then Pittsburgh from behind trying to bring him down. Diggs, of course, part of the Minneapolis Miracle with the Vikings. 1st and 10, handoff, and Moss gets to the 38. Zach Moss, not Randy Moss. Talking about the Vikings and the Bills and Moss, of course, from Marshall. Pittsburgh Steelers. So, 2nd down, 2nd and 4. Allen completed the 30. And Diggs once again with the reception, first down. Let's go, Buffalo.
There aren't many quarterbacks that are willing to hold the ball this long, see a guy well after he made the outcut, and still throw it. This takes one of those Brett Favre kind of arms, and you go, I got it. I can get that thing in there, and that was some throw. And, of course, Diggs does these little drag swags.
First and 10.
Every game.
Give my pound 8 bros. It's a new t-shirt. From the 31, Buffalo, some momentum here.
Pittsburgh with pressure, maybe a little bit of a late hit, but Allen gets rid of it. Flag does come in late. They're going to get Mondu on a 15-yard personal foul, roughing the passer, I think. Pass was complete for another Bill first down. Maybe you should pick this one up too, just like you did the last one.
This drive, they protected a little bit more. They've been going to Diggs. Still got a couple of catches.
Yeah, Mondu. Right to the gut. Oh! And then Allen took a knee right to the side of the head from his offensive lineman. Two fouls. So they're going to offset, one on Buffalo, one on Pittsburgh. Roughing the passer on the Steeler defense. Declined. Roughing the passer, 15 yards, automatic first down. Come on, Mondu. But look at the shot Allen took then. Knee to the side of the head right there. Ooh. And then both him and his lineman down. Injured there for a second, but they're all good. They'll be all right. Good to go. Boom. Ooh.
I don't either. And Lee Smith came around the top. It looked like he hit Josh Allen in the head as he came around.
And with 2 minutes to play, Pittsburgh leads Buffalo 7-0. 2-minute warning here in the first half.
This holiday at T-Mobile, it's not about how far apart we are. It's about how close we can be. So we're bringing out our best deal on the new iPhone 12 with 5G on every plan. Right now, get the iPhone 12 on us on every single plan. Switch now and save 20% on your bill versus the other guys. The best value with wireless. That's right, the iPhone 12 on us on America's largest 5G network. And save 20% per month. It's time to holiday on. Time for T-Mobile.
Nationwide presents the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award. Every year, the National Football League recognizes the great things players do on and off the field with the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award presented by Nationwide. The honor is given to highlight and encourage players who make a significant impact both on and off the field. See the full list of this year's nominees at NFL.com/Man of the Year.
No matter who you're with or where you go, it's always better knowing you can get just about anywhere. In Hyundai Palisade, with available H-Track all-wheel drive. No matter how you family, it's better than Hyundai Palisade. From the brand with more 2020 IIHS top safety awards than Honda, Toyota, or Nissan.
Last week, everybody went wild for Jimmy's 2020 the musical. This week, there's Paul McCartney, Kristen Wiig, Tina Fey, and Olivia Colman. And Monday, Gal Gadot and Ricky Martin. New Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon.
Back with you coming up on the 2.5 time.
studio. Lee, we'll see you in a little bit. Buffalo driving, trying to tie the score.
First and 10 Bills, 2 minutes to play here in this first half. Both teams with all 3 timeouts remaining. Pass intended for Beasley, a little too high, incomplete.
One thing you're always going to see out of Pittsburgh is a lot of this stuff. You're just going to see stunts all over the field because they have the athletes to do it. And now that they have their starting front four back in there, Josh Allen better speed it up a bit.
From the 16, second and 10, Allen once again looking to throw. Back shoulder, incomplete at the goal line, intended for Stephon Diggs, third down.
For this game, more and more is going to come down to just one-on-one matchups on the outside. This is Diggs against Nelson here. Maybe a little push-off on that one. But the Pittsburgh Steelers and Keith Butler, he just keeps bringing the pressure. They are going after Josh Allen. They must feel like they've got him on the run a bit.
Isaiah McKenzie's in for Buffalo. Stretch the field, the width of the field.
5 wide receivers. Allen,
Steelers bringing the heat. Allen towards
a little too high, incomplete.
trying to get it to Dawson Knox.
Good no call there on the penalty.
May not be the tallest, but he's one of the tougher ones.
And the Bills are going to have to settle for a field goal.
He ended up rushing 5 on that one. Had a chance here. They had really had back-to-back chances.
Going for Dawson Knox.
Could not hit either one of them.
Yeah, that's a good no call on the play for a potential pass interference or defensive hold. But here comes Tyler Bass for 3.
Rolling up late. 34.
Kick up and right down the middle. Good. Buffalo cuts it to 4. It's 7-3 Steelers on top of the Bills with under 2 to play. About a minute 45 or so. And Pittsburgh going to get the ball back with that time and 3 timeouts. Up 4. So Bills are going to get the ball to begin the second half. We'll see if Pittsburgh can do something here before the end of the first half to add to their lead to just feel a bit more comfortable. Still no running game. Have to run the football. So we'll see what happens here. But Steelers are going to get back as Buffalo just got on the board with a field goal. So 7-3, 142 officially to play in this first half. So
I felt like it was redoing it because Pittsburgh's missing 4 starters. But here they are with a terrific half they've had on defense.
They ain't missing that guy, though. I'm telling you. You know what's unbelievable about him? I mean, he is one of the top pressure guys in the entire league, and he has 3 sacks. I mean, he's had 8 or more sacks in each of the last 3 years. It's just one of those weird years for him. He's been all around the quarterback, not getting the sacks, but clearly impacting the game like he's done tonight.
Buffalo on a kickoff here. Pittsburgh going to be going left to right. Carson television screen, radio and audio dial here to close out the first half with 3 timeouts. Sideline is there as your friend too, so use it to your advantage if necessary. But hopefully the Steelers can put a few more points on the board here before the half. What did I say about pressure earlier? Get after Josh Allen. Get after Ben Roethlisberger. Pittsburgh on defense doing a little bit better job getting after Josh Allen every single play. Making him try to make plays. He has 2 interceptions. But he just did right there to lead him to a field goal. So 7-3, Pittsburgh first and 10 from the 25-yard line out of the guns of Ben Roethlisberger. He's going to dump it off on the screen near side. It's caught. And 3, maybe 4 yards for Jalen Samuels, second down. Minute 28 and counting.
He is the cover guy. He's the sideline guy. But I really love watching Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde play safeties here. They do not give up big plays, and they fly up to make hits.
Ben gonna get rid of it again. Ebron, first down Steelers, 42. Maybe a timeout right now. 1:07 to play.
Steelers will stop it with 67 seconds to go.
Have 2 timeouts remaining. And 50-yard to go for pay dirt.
Pretty cool, though. He saw it. He knew what was coming on that one. They brought Taron Johnson, and they brought one of the safeties as well. But people have to get open quickly in this game.
Ball going to be at the 42. First and 10 Steelers calling a timeout. So, yeah, just a little over 50 yards here for touchdown. You have 2 timeouts, a minute 7. Ball as well as your kicker. You know, if you have to settle for field goal, okay, but then it's a 7-point game, as it was before Buffalo kicked field goal. Except they kicked field goal and you since have as well. Touchdown would be nice, got 14-3, and then rely on the defense, you know, in the second half to make some more stops and get out of Dodge with a win. First and 10 from the 42. Ben looking to throw, going to pump fake, and then far sideline, almost intercepted. 10 for Claypool. Incomplete, batted down, incomplete. Second and 10, 1:02 to play.
Yeah, I thought we might see him go after Levi Wallace even a little bit more than what they have in this game. He really had a tough outing the last time, but give him credit. He's bounced back in this one. Thought I almost might see a little bit of Josh Norman taking his place tonight, but so far Levi Wallace has been up to it.
Flag comes in, they're going to roll this dead. Maybe a false start, offside. They roll it dead. What do we got? Offsides again on the Bills. So both of these offense and defensive lines jumping a little early tonight. I don't know why they're scared by any means, but just stupid penalties by both teams. Trips in a bunch, top of your screen. Ben looking that way. It's going to be picked off. And Buffalo's going to return it for a touchdown to take the lead.
And the Bills take the lead as their defense comes up with a big play and the celebration.
Taron Johnson saw it all the way. He knew exactly what was coming. Watch him. He's going to be steering right back here at Ben Roethlisberger. He knows how quickly the ball's coming out.
Ben intended for Juju, and Buffalo jumped the route. He lobbed it to him, and it was an easy pick six. Buffalo now leading 10-0. He missed the extra point. No good. Bills 9-7 over the Steelers. However, Pittsburgh, well, right now, right after all that, get the ball back, 52 seconds and 2 timeouts. So there's still time to do something, but now you got to be careful. Both these quarterbacks have a total combined 3 interceptions in this first half. One was just returned for a touchdown. Buffalo now leading 9-7. So, just
If you're going to play that short, quick, ball control passing game, you have to throw it accurately, and you can't drop the ball. And so far, the last few weeks, they've been doing both.
I don't know what to say. I mean, and then, of course, way too many missed kicks along with injuries. Missed extra point there, so 9-7. But Pittsburgh's going to get it back. 2 timeouts in 52 seconds. See if they can still try to do something here before the half. Because Buffalo's going to get the ball to begin the second half. And say they score on that opening drive now. Pittsburgh still with the 7. Whether they go for 2 or not, you're getting beat 16-17-7 early third quarter on the road. Whereas if you don't throw the pick 6 there, it's 7-3 at the half. You don't do anything before halftime. They score. You know, you're down what you are right now. So
50% in the first half. So I ask you, is it weather? Is it defense? Or why?
I think we are seeing, we knew what the Pittsburgh Steelers were going to be defensively, right? I mean, they're ranked at the very top, and they deserve to be. The Buffalo Bills, I thought, because they were getting healthier again, especially at the linebacker position, might have a chance to come in here and show some...
First and 7 to 25. Pittsburgh is going to run it.
51 seconds.
And Samuel's going to get 5 yards to the 30. Doesn't look like Pittsburgh is in any hurry by any means. Well, hurry up. Let's roll. Run with it. Come on, 40 seconds and counting. 2 timeouts. Maybe get a first down here. You call one of them. Keep the other in your back pocket and maybe take a deep shot or get the hell out of bounds. 2nd and 5. Ben looking to throw. Over the middle, it's caught. And then James Washington goes east-west rather than north-south for a first down, and yeah, you might as well just let these final 10 seconds tick off and head on to half, throwing a pick 6, and Buffalo having some momentum. Halftime, Bills lead the Steelers 9-7. Old school, low-scoring defensive showdown with, I believe, a total of 12 punts between these two teams. Bills lead the Steelers 9-7. Can't turn the ball over. Cannot turn the ball over, especially like that. I understand if you would have brought them down, maybe stopped that on defense. But when the other team capitalizes off of your mistake, you're up shit creek without a paddle. So at the half, as Buffalo leads Pittsburgh once again 9-7, who would have thought that? Some people, including myself to an extent, but would have thought we'd have a little bit more high-powered offenses going at it right now, putting up a few more points than the 16 total that we have. But, hey, still got 30 minutes of football to be played. So at the half, as Buffalo leads Pittsburgh, once again, 9-7, Big Ben Roethlisberger is 11-22, has 103 yards passing, a touchdown. That to James Washington, who has 2 catches for 20 yards. And then Ben with the pick 6 that he just threw. Connor has 8 carries for 17 yards rushing. Benny Snell 3 of 14, and then Samuel's 3 of 9. So as a team, they're doing better rushing with 14 carries for 40 yards compared to last week, having less than that the whole entire game. And now we sit at halftime, Pittsburgh only trailing by 2. But the Steelers need a more consistent running game moving forward if they want to win. Plain and simple. Juju Smith-Schuster, he has 4 catches for 45 yards. James Washington, as mentioned, 2 for 20 and a score. Eric Ebron, 1 catch for 13 yards. Deontay Johnson, 1 catch for 12 yards. They haven't gone to him since he's dropped as many balls as he has so far already tonight. Chase Claypool, 2 catches for 9 yards. Samuels, 1 of 4. McDonald was targeted once but doesn't have a catch. Josh Allen has 76 yards passing. He's 10 of 23 for 76 yards passing. Only has 1 interception, so the other interception they technically now called a fumble. So a total of 2 INTs by both quarterbacks here tonight. 1 for 6 on the pick 6 by Buffalo just a moment ago. Josh Allen leads the way rushing, has 2 carries for 17 yards, whereas Zach Moss, 4 carries for 14 yards, Devin Singletary, 1 for 3. And then Stephon Diggs leads Buffalo in receiving, 3 catches for 38 yards. Cole Beasley, 3 for 24. Dawson Knox, catch for 6. Gabe Davis, 2 of 6. Devin Singletary also has a catch for a few yards out of the backfield as well. But, I mean, okay, it's 9-7. It's still balanced. It's pretty even with these two teams. Pittsburgh, for the most part, though, on defense, getting after the opposing quarterback of Josh Allen a little bit better than what Buffalo is on Ben Roethlisberger. But Ben Roethlisberger has that interception that he just threw for a pick 6, and Buffalo returned it for a touchdown taking the lead 9-7 at the half. So it's going to come down to the wire, what defense bends but doesn't break. And hopefully one of these two teams, Pittsburgh for the most part, finds a running game, and Ben can air it out, and we're not going to have as many drops as we've seen over the past few games. So they'll have some highlights now for us here during halftime. But at the half, the Buffalo Bills at home in the snow lead the Pittsburgh Steelers 9-7. So once again, thank you for tuning in and watching. Also today in the NFL, the Chicago Bears beat the Houston Texans 36-7. Dallas over Cincinnati 30-7 as well. Kansas City beat Miami, as we witnessed earlier, 33-27. Cardinals 26-7 as well over the New York Football Giants. Buccaneers 26-14 over the Minnesota Vikings. Denver beat Carolina on the road 32-27. Denver will host Buffalo next week. Carolina will be at Green Bay. Pittsburgh, they'll be at Cincinnati next Monday night. Tennessee beat Jacksonville 31-10. The Colts beat the Raiders 44-27. Raiders now going to be in the same boat as New England on the outside looking in, as Baltimore, if they would win tomorrow night, they'd have control over both those teams. The Seahawks beat the Jets, not a surprise there, 40-3. Packers also beat the Lions 31-24, as Green Bay is now the number one seed in the NFC after the Eagles beat the Saints 24-21 due to Green Bay having a head-to-head win over the New Orleans Saints late September on a Sunday night down on the Bayou. We also have the Chargers defeating the Falcons 20-17, and then Washington 23-15, winning 4 in a row for the first time in 4 years over the San Francisco 49ers 23-15. The Rams beat the Patriots on Thursday night 24-3, and then as we said at the half on Sunday Night Football, Buffalo leading Pittsburgh 9-7. Tomorrow night on Monday Night Football, we'll have the Baltimore Ravens and Cleveland Browns.
How about the AFC situation? That has a lot to do with the game we're watching right now. Kansas City at this moment is 12-1 and in possession of the top seed in the AFC.
The AFC and NFC playoff picture, as the Jets, along with the Bengals, Texans, Jags, and Chargers have all been eliminated from contention. We have the Bills leading the AFC East. Miami right behind them at 8-5, but Miami's going to need Buffalo to lose this game here tonight. As mentioned earlier, Steeler fans during the Chief-Dolphin game should have been rooting for the Finns, as Dolphin fans right now should be rooting for the Pittsburgh Steelers over the Buffalo Bills, as the AFC East is Buffalo's to lose. Now, Pittsburgh and Cleveland will meet Week 17, as will Miami and Buffalo. Both games very well could get flexed into Sunday Night Football. But it's Buffalo, Miami, and then New England in the AFC East, with the Jets at 0-13, an absolute disgrace of a dumpster fire. AFC North, Pittsburgh has clinched a playoff berth, after Miami lost earlier. Now, for the Steelers to win the AFC North, they have to win tonight and have Cleveland lose tomorrow. Now, if Pittsburgh wins tonight and Cleveland wins tomorrow, that'll just continue on into next week. But we got the Steelers, Browns, and then Ravens sitting at 9-3 and 7-5 respectively behind the 11-1 Pittsburgh Steelers. In the AFC South, both Tennessee and Indianapolis right now will make the playoffs. Still got a few more games to be played, though, in the regular season. They know that, so at 9-4, splitting the season series could come down to a tiebreaker on who does win the division and then get a wild card. But then in the AFC West, Denver's still alive at 5-8, but they're going to need a lot to happen over the next few weeks. They'll be eliminated momentarily, but the Chiefs, they have clinched the playoff spot. They actually won their division earlier today now, too, with their win over the Miami Dolphins. They clinched last week, as did the Saints, as the first two teams to clinch playoff spots. Pittsburgh the third today, but both, or just the Chiefs, able to win their division in the AFC West. The Raiders right behind them at 7-6, and then Denver at 5-8. So you take a look at the AFC as a whole, conference-wise, from 1 to 7, with once again Houston, the Texans, Chargers, Bengals, Jags, and Jets all eliminated from playoff contention. Right now, because the Chiefs played earlier today and won, they are now 12-1 compared to Pittsburgh's 11-1 before Sunday Night Football tonight. Now Pittsburgh trailing at the half on the road at Buffalo 9-7. The Chiefs are in first place. Pittsburgh at 2. Now if Pittsburgh wins tonight, Cleveland loses tomorrow, of course they'd win the division. But Pittsburgh wins tonight, both Kansas City and Pittsburgh would be 12-1. Pittsburgh would stay in first place in the AFC playoffs. And as mentioned, very crucial, just because only the top seed now gets the first round bye. 2 will play 7, 3 will play 6, 4 will play 5 respectively in the AFC and NFC playoffs come playoff time for the NFL on the road to Super Bowl 5. But the playoff standings right now, it's Kansas City at 1 because they played earlier. Pittsburgh still has a half of football to be played. Pittsburgh at 2. Now, if the Steelers lose, they'll stay at 2. If they win, they'll jump back to 1. Win tonight, Cleveland loses, they win the AFC North, as Kansas City won the AFC West today, once again. Buffalo at 3. Cleveland's at 4 because they're going by record. And then the Titans at 5. But either Tennessee or Indy will be 3 or 4, depending on records with the Bills, Titans, Colts, and even Dolphins. Because the Chiefs and Steelers are going to be your top 2, but only one, as of now, is going to get the first round bye. And that's how it'll be, but who's going to be 1? Who's going to be 2? That's the big question. And that's why these next few games are very critical, very crucial for both teams. All these teams still in the playoff line. No doubt about it. But the new playoff format, 7 teams per conference, only top seed gets a bye compared to the usual 2. So it's Kansas City and Pittsburgh, followed by Buffalo, and then either Tennessee or Indy would jump Cleveland to be the 4. And then 5, 6, and 7 would be your wild cards. It'd be Cleveland, Miami, and Baltimore, because the Raiders lost earlier today, and then the Patriots also lost on Thursday. So you would have, or excuse me, the Ravens would still be on the outside looking in, because you would have whoever doesn't win the AFC South be a wild card 5 through 7 as well. So Chiefs, Steelers, Bills, either the Titans or Colts. Right now Tennessee, because they have the tiebreaker over Indianapolis, but both teams won again today, so both at 9-4. And then it'd be Cleveland, Indy, and Miami as your wild card. So once again in the AFC, Kansas City and Pittsburgh, Buffalo and Tennessee, followed by the Browns, Colts, and Dolphins as your 3 wild card teams. Baltimore, Vegas, and New England with the Ravens, Raiders, and Patriots respectively, along with the Broncos, who are still in the hunt. They are right on the outside looking in. Denver's going to need a lot of help. Baltimore as well, but if they win tomorrow night, it's going to be a different story compared to both the Raiders and Patriots. Because of losses this weekend, they're going to need now even more help moving forward. Now, on the NFC side of things, as we'll come out of halftime coming up shortly, Buffalo going to receive up to 9-7 at the half over the Pittsburgh Steelers. On the NFC side of things, with Washington, Philadelphia, and Dallas all winning today in the NFC East, the Giants, the lone team in the division that lost. They lost to the Cardinals. The Washington football team, formerly known as the Washington Redskins, of course, they now are in sole first place in the NFC East, and they'll control their own destiny moving forward. If they can win out, finish at 9-7, they're going to win the division. At worst, they'd finish 6-10, but we got division games, of course, so that's not going to happen. Maybe 7-9, 8-8 will win the East, but the East for the NFC, just as the East and the AFC, is Buffalo's to lose as I said on Thanksgiving and after the Washington football team beat the Steelers last Monday night, Buffalo beating Pittsburgh right now 9-7 as we begin the third quarter. And the second half, Chris Boswell on the kickoff for the black and gold. Buffalo back deep to receive. We'll have a return. Out past the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then down to the 32-yard line. First and 10 Bills from there. The NFC East is Washington's to lose. I think they'll make the playoffs. But you have the Giants, Eagles, and Cowboys all behind Washington at 6-7, 5-8, 4-8-1, and 4-9. Worst division in football. The NFC North, as Atlanta's right now, I don't know why Carolina's not eliminated either, because both teams are 4-9. Maybe if Carolina loses to Green Bay come Saturday, which they will, you would think, they'd officially be eliminated then, unless they haven't updated this by any means just yet. But in the NFC, Green Bay and New Orleans are the only two teams that have clinched playoff spots. Diggs on the reception near side gets to the 37-yard line, second down for Buffalo with a 2-point lead. NFC North, you got Green Bay at 10-3. You got Minnesota behind them, along with Chicago, both at 6-7. Chicago won today at home against the Texans, whereas Minnesota went to Tampa Bay and lost to Brady and the Bucs. Detroit at 5-8, still in it. It's what normally the AFC is tighter than the NFC, whereas the NFC is always tight though too. If this makes any sense, which it does, but it doesn't. Without I'm saying it. But the AFC was just a few weeks ago tighter than ever, and now they only got a few teams on the outside looking in. NFC on the other side, they got about 10 teams trying to get into the playoffs for the final 3 wild card spots. So it's going to come down the wire as it always does. But you got Washington leading the East, Green Bay leading the North, and then in the South, New Orleans at 10-3, with Tampa Bay right behind them at 8-5 after their win earlier. Atlanta and Carolina going to be done for, eliminated. 3rd and 2, Allen over the middle, complete to Stephon Diggs once again for another Buffalo Bill. First down. The NFC West, they'll get 3 teams in with the Rams, Seahawks, and Cardinals. So we think with Arizona jumping back into that 7th spot after Minnesota lost today. So NFC conference-wise for the playoffs, as the Bills have another first down here. With Green Bay winning today and New Orleans losing, Green Bay having the head-to-head win over the two, both sitting at 10-3, Green Bay back in first place in the NFC playoffs. They'll get a first-round bye. Avery Williamson on the tackle as Knox was able to catch that and bring it in for a decent pickup before being pushed out of bounds. Tyson Alualu on the pressure. And Buffalo going to have, I believe, a 2nd and short here, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 2nd and 2 from the 46. Tight end in motion. Allen under center going to hand off. And Devin Singletary hitting the hole, picking up a big Buffalo Bill first down on the 32-yard line. First down the Bills. But you have the Packers and Saints, followed by the Rams currently at 3. But because the Rams won on Thursday night and the Seahawks won again today, both sit at 9-4. Only one team's going to be able to win that division. The other will be a wild card. So then you have Washington right now going to be your 4, followed by Seattle, Tampa Bay, and Arizona as your wild card teams, with Minnesota, Chicago, Detroit, San Fran, and the rest of the NFC East on the outside looking in. First down to Diggs as he picks up 12 on that reception. First down Bills at the 20-yard line. And Buffalo making this drive look easy, just from the 32-yard line now the whole way to the 20, picking up first down after first down and moving the ball downfield against the Steeler defense. But those are right now currently your NFL playoffs for 2020, 2021 that'll begin next month. So that's why the games, of course, are all played, not side on paper, side on the field. We'll see how it all unfolds. How it all shakes out over the next month before the end of the regular season, and the playoffs will begin with 7 teams in the AFC, 7 teams in the NFC for the first time ever, and then we'll be on the road to Super Bowl 55 come February the 7th in Tampa, Florida. Injured Bill, first down Buffalo though at the 20. Pittsburgh needs to stop here. They get down any more than what they are, especially both teams up until recently with Buffalo at least getting something going for the most part, I guess. Pittsburgh can't do a damn thing. You know, they still can't run, they still can't catch. Defense keeping them in it, but, you know, they can't do it at all. What the hell is that? Is that supposed to be the Bills' mascot? I think everyone's going to have nightmares now that they just saw that.
But you'll see this just play after play now. I mean, it's just like, we don't care if you know it's coming. We're just sitting at the house. And eventually they feel like they're going to get the Josh out.
Allen beat them deep or a screen pass or something. Get Pittsburgh's pressure.
Josh Allen over the middle. It's caught by Diggs, and then Diggs into the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. They take the opening kick. 15, about to be 16 unanswered. Almost a 5-minute drive as Pittsburgh on defense there just fell down. Diggs with the catch and dives for the end zone and gets in, touchdown Buffalo. And the Bills extend their lead. So Pittsburgh now, they have to get something going on offense. Extra point up and good. Buffalo with a 16-7 lead over the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers. Seems like the snow has gone away. But Pittsburgh, yeah. Ben's got to be able to air it out here. Got to make sure we don't have any drops. And hopefully they can get back in this game. But still about a little over 25 minutes to play as we just began the third quarter, of course, here in the second half. But as always, we'll see how it unfolds. We'll see how everything shakes out. One of these two teams is going to come out on top as winners, the other, losers. You win some, you lose some. I get it, but it's just frustrating sometimes when along with them knowing personally, hey, we can do this, but we can't do it. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So, it's like, come on, man. But 16-7, Steelers are going to get the football back when we return. Thank you once again for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below.
Considered the league's most prestigious honor, the Walter Payton NFL NFL Man of the Year award recognizes NFL players who have left a lasting legacy in their communities. Steelers nominee Vance McDonald, the Bills nominee Harrison Phillips. You can learn more about all of this year's nominees. Each team has one. NFL.com/Man of the Year. Over the 9.8, Catherine has more on these honorees.
Both Vance McDonald and Harrison Phillips called the Man of the Year nomination the honor of their lifetime. McDonald's Trucks of Hope brought essential goods to thousands of families. He told me, find something you're passionate about, give back, and make a difference in someone else's life. For Phillips, he derives fulfillment from his work with kids with developmental differences and special needs, saying, I found a niche teaching the kids and encouraging them to always try. He said, part of my identity is giving back.
Bravo to them and bravo to all 32 honorees. Each franchise around the league. So much great work done in the communities. It brings a spotlight with such a prestigious award. James Conner, stuck in the backfield trying to survive it. Gets a yard.
James Conner for a few yards there. We're going to bring up second down here. And another injured Buffalo Bill defender.
Stopped it right away. It's managed with a touchdown. At the end of the second quarter, Taron Johnson. The athletic training staff out to look at him.
That stinks.
Why couldn't he got hurt before the pick six?
So far, I tell you, when they started going to digs, it was a different ball game. But you really have to.
The Bill defender who returned the interception for a touchdown now injured.
We'll step out for a moment.
And they'll take a commercial break with 10:14 to play here in the third quarter.
This season in Olive Garden we have for you chicken and shrimp carbonara, tasty torah, Italy sizzling chicken parm, shrimp on shrimp, unlimited soup or salad, chicken Alfredo, so many Alfredos, don't forget the breadsticks, so corn Olive Garden signature classics. For here or to go delivered right to your car. Olive Garden, we're all family here.
Let's deck the halls over video calls with sweatbands, house plants, and a 3 p.m. happy dance with pizza buying and reindeer flying and just a little joyful crying with all your family and all your friends. First bites and happy ends. It's all essential in every way, and together it makes a holiday. Let's end the year with what matters.
Everything you need when you need it most. Introducing the Toyota Venza with standard all-wheel drive. Toyota, let's go places.
This is the moment.
Monday, the Force two-night finale begins.
Fire! I felt it!
With Blake and Gwen's special duet, and you decide who will win. The Force finale, live Monday and Tuesday on NBC.
Leslie Frazier, the Bills' defensive coordinator, saw Taron Johnson, his nickelback, come off injured, but came off under his own power. Chris, it really was a tough time. He was getting a lot of criticism. This Bills defense was so good the prior 2 years. Struggled the first part of the season. Now they're really grinding into shape.
Yeah, they had a lot of injuries. We talked about some of the linebackers. Dario Tuilaleg is the guy that frees up those linebackers with his play on the defensive line off today.
Pittsburgh second down, returning from this injury timeout. Screen to the tight end, complete to McDonald, but they say incomplete, which is a good thing because he would have lost about 4 yards on that, bring up 3rd and 13. So 3rd and 9 after the incompletion with under 10 to play here now in this third quarter. Pittsburgh trailing, if you're just now tuning in, on the road at Buffalo against the Bills, 16-7.
Very quick reaction. That's somebody who understands defense, playing a little bit like Leslie Frazier used to play back in the day. He was all over those things too. Leslie's such a humble guy. You got to be
Third down. Ball at 26. Out of the guns, Ben. Roethlisberger looking to throw. He's going to go down the sack, back to the 15-yard line, and the ball comes out late. Buffalo has it in the end zone. They're going to say he was down, so no scoop and score on the strip sack, which would have put this game out of reach, even with a lot of time left. Pittsburgh, when you can't do anything, and then you are turning the ball over as much as you are just doing shit that's stupid, and they might have a case on a fumble there. Was his knee down before the ball came out, though? I don't know. Give me the other look if Buffalo would want to look at it. Pittsburgh on the punt. Just sort of just like earlier. Third down, turnover. They roll it. Ooh. Big hit on the punt return. Good return by Buffalo, though, out past midfield. Got a flag, though. See what that is. But the other team's going to get the ball, right back. So just let them punt. You're going to get the ball rather than, use a challenge and potentially get a timeout used against you. Burn one there. I get it. So 10 yards on the hold from the end of the run. First down, Buffalo. No timeout because they just took one. So we're going to stay with it. It'll be first down, Buffalo. Up 16-7 with 9:07 to play here in the third quarter after Ben Roethlisberger just took a sack. And Steelers getting lucky not having that go down as a strip sack, fumble, scoop and score for Buffalo to go up, 23-7. Because when you can't do anything and you're down in the hole as they are, you're not going to get out of it, regardless of how much time's left. Now, if you're going to play from now until next week, that's different. Wide open over the middle, Stephon Diggs, and he's the main reason why Buffalo's in the lead right now, because they went to him early, but maybe once or twice, and that was it. Didn't go to him hardly at all until late in the first half. Since then, though, Buffalo's just rolling over Pittsburgh. They can't cover Stephon Diggs now for some reason. Pass to him, here and there, wide open, first down, and the Bills another first down, 35-yard line out, and dropping back, looking to throw. Over the middle, it's caught once again. Guess who? Stephon Diggs inside the red zone before running out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Jesus Christ. He's going to have over 200 yards receiving by the end of the night if this keeps up. Other than pick six, of course, the reason why Buffalo is beating Pittsburgh right now is Stephon Diggs. Josh Allen to Stephon Diggs. Diggs is honestly, literally, right now, beating the Pittsburgh Steelers by himself. With the help of Josh Allen throwing him the football. Yes, okay, I get that. But it's, as Pittsburgh makes a stop there after a 2-yard run, it's the Stephon Diggs show. He's beating Pittsburgh, as Buffalo is beating Pittsburgh by 9 and about to potentially go up a little more here midway through the third quarter. And like I just said, if Pittsburgh can't do anything now, what makes you think down another 2.5 scores that they're going to do something then to try to come back and win this? So honestly, Buffalo's scores right now, this game's probably over. That's a hold. Touchdown Buffalo. Gabe Davis, back corner, far end zone, touchdown Bills. 22-7. And they've scored 22 unanswered. Just as earlier, Miami was up 10-0. The Chiefs came back and scored 30 unanswered. Before, of course, Miami came back, and then it was a little too late, losing by 6. There's still time. Maybe Pittsburgh can try to get something going, but it's going to be a long road until then. So you can't do anything now. like I just said, what makes you think they're going to do something from now until the end of the game? Now down 23-7, and it all started with that pick six with a minute to play in the first half, and Stephon Diggs just catching anything and everything thrown his way, and the Bills picking up a first down left and right. So defense kept Pittsburgh in the game for as long as they possibly could. Now they're giving up plays all over. Offense still can't do a damn thing. Can't run the ball consistently. Dropping balls left and right as if it's New Year's. And, like, now you're down 16. So, when you can't do anything now, what makes you think they're going to do something later? The Bills are going to win this. And we still got a quarter and a half to play. Now, if Pittsburgh comes back and wins it, okay, I'd be shocked, though. I honestly would. It's like you just continue to dig yourselves a grave, and, hey, we'll get out of it when we get out of it, whether it's too late or not. And, hey, if they want to play wild card weekend, so be it. You know, they'd be the two have a home game against whoever the 7 is, with up in the air right now on who's going to be 5, 6, and 7. Going back to the playoff picture there earlier. So it wouldn't be as bad if the playoff format didn't change. If they'd be a 2, they'd still get a first round bye. Okay? But you're going to be playing an extra game whether you're, 2 or not. So 23-7 Buffalo.
Existing customer who got the greatest deal in history.
Just like every other customer gets.
Oh, that's cool too.
It's not complicated. AT&T is making history. Everyone can start this smartphone deals.
It's the K Friends and Family event with 25 to 50% off everything. Find hundreds of meaningful gifts at great prices. Buy online with a virtual consultant and pick up in store. Only at K.
What do you say we get this party started? Do you think I'm screwing around?
You get the picture.
My sweaty balls.
Tomorrow, don't miss NBC's newest medical drama, Nurses. It's the show being held as a mix of Grey's Anatomy and ER. Nurses, all new. That's tomorrow on NBC. Downtown Buffalo, all set for the holiday season. Stands on a couple minutes away from the journey. Overhead here at Orchard Park, where they play shout after the Bills score, and you wouldn't be able to hear it. Fans will hear. They would be going, thank you. Steelers going to find a way here against this Bills secondary.
I tell you, very underrated part of this team, the secondary. We know about Tre'Davious White, but watch him looking back in at Ben Roethlisberger. They're anticipating these quicker throws that they've been getting out of Pittsburgh. Same thing, White again. You're going to see Ben's eyes looking out behind him. He gets his hands up for the deflection. Then Taron Johnson with the interception. Same deal. Looking back at Ben, anticipating those quick throws.
First and 10 Steelers from the 25-yard line, down 23-7 now after blowing a 7-point lead when neither of these teams in the first half could get anything going until the final few minutes. Buffalo cut it to 4 with a field goal and then a pick 6 under 2 minutes to play, 9-7, and then 2 touchdowns here in the third quarter with 6:46 to play. Buffalo now leads the Steelers 23-7, and the Steelers are going to have a second down here after a few yard pickup there by James Conner. Actually, no gain on the play, still 2nd and 10. Pass going to be caught by Claypool. They haven't gone to him enough tonight, just like last week. It seems like they totally forgot they drafted him out of Notre Dame, and he's done all he's done, thus far to this point. And now we don't want to go to him because defenses are double teaming him. Well, somebody else is probably open, so throw them the damn ball. Like, come on.
This game comes back to the pick 6 and the first drive after the second half started. And I'm just telling you, Josh Allen hung in there like a tiger, and he was getting attacked with 5 for 5 on that drive.
Pittsburgh loses today, falling 11-2, 2 straight. Okay, at least they're losing now rather than the playoffs. 3rd and 4. Ben almost picked off, intended for Ebron on the slant. He wasn't even looking for it, though. Incomplete 4th down. Pittsburgh on to punt. So they have a touchdown, James Washington. They can't run the ball, and they punted. So the MVP for the Steelers tonight is Jordan Berry, the goddamn punter. No, but rather lose now in the regular season than of course, in the playoffs. Yeah, no doubt about it. But if they play like this in the playoffs, they're going to get their ass kicked. Whether they're playing, you know, the Browns or Ravens in a third game, if we get there in a rematch. They barely beat Baltimore twice. They barely beat the Titans. They still have to play the Colts. They haven't played the Chiefs, and they probably won't play the Chiefs this year unless they meet in the AFC title game. And Buffalo's going to be in, and they're losing to them right now. Them playing like a Pee-wee JV football team, they'd probably lose to them too. Like, it's just so goddamn pathetic that you start out 11-0, but then all of a sudden, I get, yeah, your time's probably about up. Gonna be coming for you. But you just totally forget how to play football. You forget how to catch. Like, go back to the basics. Go back to the fundamentals. And, you know, start from there. Whether it's a fresh start or not, start from there. Like, you got to 11-0 by winning 11 straight games, okay? You can't get on another streak. Get hot, right? Perfect time coming up shortly, hopefully. But rather lose now than in the playoffs, because you lose in the playoffs, you're done. Your season's over with. On to next year. Your off-season starts right then and there. Whereas the team that just beat you, they'll advance until the next round, and then the two teams from the AFC and NFC, of course, as always, will meet in the Super Bowl. So, just frustrating right now. When I know, they know, all Steeler Nation knows that they could be playing 10 times better than what they are right now, but they're not. But hey, it is what it is, so I'll leave it at that. Flashbacks to some Sunday night Bill and Steeler games, this time with the Patriots and Bills. However, the Steelers and Bills met last year on a Sunday night, and Buffalo picked up a win, so they're looking for 2 straight in the series. 1st and 10, Buffalo from the 23. Allen going to hand off. At least they have the streak, I do believe. If they counted that sack earlier as a sack. Which I do believe they did, as Tirico filling in for Al Michaels again tonight. Did say, like I said earlier, it seems like Al Michaels snubbing the Pittsburgh Steelers. Doesn't want to call a Steeler game for some reason. Beasley on the slant, 1st down Buffalo. So 1st and 10 from the 34. Allen going to hand off. And then TJ Watt, along with Edmonds on the stop, bringing down Devin Singletary, former Florida Atlantic Owl. And not a good look for Steeler defense. Alex Highsmith now limping off the field with a potential injury. They have no more linebackers. Like, they'll have to sign, like, a whole position group by the end of the regular season here, if it keeps up. End around to Diggs, and then he's going to be brought down maybe a yard or so. Minka on the stop. Actually a good play call. He actually was near side in the slot, and then he, once the ball was hiked, literally stood there and looked at Josh Allen, and then as Allen faked the give to the running back, Diggs went in motion on the end around during the play once it started, of course, and then the end around to Diggs, and then he only got about a yard or so. That wasn't a bad play call.
And all of a sudden, he's the fourth most accurate quarterback. So if you're looking for head coach materials, what do you want? You want somebody who can develop your quarterback? I think you're going to
Cole Beasley in motion now in the slot near side. Play clock winding down. 2:42 to play in this third quarter. Allen looking to throw. And Edmonds once again on the hit. Bringing down Dawson Knox. And a fourth down for the Bills. So they're on to punt. So Pittsburgh's still alive. I mean, you're down 2.5 scores here. You're going to need 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point attempts to follow to tie this ball game up. But 17 and change to play, but it's going to be tough, especially when you can't do anything now. So, like I've said time and time again now, over the past couple minutes, what makes you think they're going to do something when it comes down to Buffalo on the punt return, downing that inside the 20. It'll be 1st and 10 Steelers from around the 16-yard line, it looks like. So with 1:56 to play here in this third quarter, Pittsburgh going to get the ball back down 23-7 on the road against the Buffalo Bills. Once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button. Share hashtag NFL, hashtag Steelers, hashtag Bills. Chat questions and comments, super chat, super stickers. Always greatly appreciated. As well, next weekend, be sure to tune back in live right here on YouTube for college football, Illinois, Penn State, Big Ten Champions Week live reactions, play-by-play, along with some more NFL action. Next Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, WWE tables, ladders, and chairs next Sunday night as well to close out 2020 with some TLC. Steelers at Cincinnati next Monday night, so live reactions play of that ball game as well. The Monday before Christmas, as you know, maybe you'll see an appearance from good old St. Nick himself, bringing in the Christmas spirit. But all Pittsburgh wants right now is to come back and win this game for Christmas against Buffalo. But, you know, getting in the playoffs, winning a few games, and winning a Super Bowl would be even better. So losing now is better than losing in the playoffs once again. So pass there out of the gun from Ben Roethlisberger as they show some replays of all the drops from Deontay Johnson earlier, and they haven't gone to him since. Picked about 5 yards on that reception, so 2nd and 5 from the 24 now. But we'll, yes, have more live reactions play to come in the near future with college football, the NFL, and professional wrestling. So be sure to hit that red subscribe button, little notify bell next to it if you haven't done so already. Links in the description below for social media. Like, follow, and subscribe. And once again, thank you for tuning in and watching as we near the end of the third quarter. The end of the second quarter, before halftime, this is where it all started to go wrong for Pittsburgh, as they led by 4, 7-3, excuse me, and then the pick six. And then Diggs has been catching balls left and right, and Buffalo has pulled away 23-7 here. 45 seconds to play in the third quarter now. Bubble screen complete to Deontay Johnson. He's going to get about 6, maybe 7 yards on that reception. It'll be 2nd down for the Pittsburgh offense. The standard is the standard. Standard is a standard. Yes. Us sucking, playing the JV team. They can catch the ball or get replaced by the ones who are going to catch it. I mean, yeah, that's how it is. Complete to Ebron at midfield to get to the 46-yard line. First down. So at least he finally caught one there. However, that's going to do it for the third quarter. At the end of the third quarter, Buffalo still leads Pittsburgh 23-7. So Pittsburgh, now's the time to get your head out of your ass and play these final 15 minutes and come back and win this ball game on the road against Buffalo. But I don't think it's going to happen. Decent drive going right here. Maybe they can score and, cut it to 7 or 8 if they go for 2, which you would think they would, because they need 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point attempts to tie this ball game up to 23. Defense has to hold Buffalo down on offense to keep it at 23. So a lot still to figure out, of course, in these final 15 minutes, but not looking good for Pittsburgh after leading, of course, early on. I get it was only a 7-0 lead, but they blew a 7-0 lead and they've given up 23 unanswered. So, credit to Buffalo on offense and defense, winning up front on the offensive line. Allen, early in the first half, was getting pressured a lot, more so than not now. No, in the second half. Both quarterbacks have a pick. Ben's with a pick 6. That changed the momentum, switched the rhythm to Buffalo. 9-7 at the half. They scored 2 touchdowns now here in the second half. At the end of 3, once again, 23-7 Buffalo on top of Pittsburgh. And thank you for tuning in and watching. So we'll get back to the action shortly. Actually, I do believe right now, no, they'll stick with the commercial break. So we'll get back to the action shortly. So once again, thank you for tuning in and watching.
New York, our aerial coverage is brought to you by Geico. Like Tarico Fiscalfer, Catherine Tappan. Michelle back with Chris next Sunday. So here's the story. Pittsburgh is trying to get a win here of Irish viewers in Kansas City because the Steelers will jump back above the Chiefs for the number 1 seed for the moment. Buffalo trying to close in on Pittsburgh and extend to a 2-game lead on Miami. Here's the rest of the wild cards. You see Cleveland next Sunday night against the Giants. Cleveland plays Baltimore tomorrow night, a big one. The Raiders lost to be a change in defensive coordinator. The Patriots still hanging in there at 6-7.
First and 10 Pittsburgh as we begin the fourth and final quarter. From the 47, a screen near side complete. And then down inside the 40-yard line, it looks like, goes Jalen Samuels. Picking up about 7, maybe 8 yards, depending on the spot here. It'll be second down and a short medium, about 3.5, maybe 4 yards. Second and 2 officially. Ben complete to, that's James Washington, I do believe, at the 30-yard line, yes. First down, Pittsburgh. First and 10 from the 30-yard line. Pittsburgh trying to come back here in the fourth on the road. Ben on the slant, it's caught. And then Deontay Johnson gets inside the 15, down to 12. Another first down for the Steelers. trips near side from the 13, 1st and 10. On this December the 13th, maybe 7 to 13 again for 6. No. 7 to 19, Juju Smith-Schuster going to be brought down at the 6-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and about 3. Second and 3 officially from the 6. They need a 3 for a 1st and goal. You got 6 shots to punch it in. Pump fake by Ben. He's going to step up, get rid of it, and it's a little too high, a little too far, back of the end zone. Incomplete, 3rd down and 3. Can't settle for a field goal. You got to score a touchdown here, especially with only 12 and a half to play. Now we got a flag. Prior to the pass, holding on the Bill defense. Should be half the distance, automatic 1st down. 1st and goal, Pittsburgh.
It always happens whenever Ben can buy a little extra time in the pocket, which they obviously don't do much of anymore. But there's Jukes back in the middle game there. But in the back of the end zone, off to the right. There you go.
Yeah, that's a good call. That's a good call on the Bills for a holding against them. Good call in favor of Pittsburgh. 1st and goal from the 3. Yeah, as well as half the distance, so. Look like winding down, empty set, 5 wide. Ben pump fakes on the slant. Gonna tuck and run. No, he gets rid of it, and then why don't you just run it in? You would have scored. Instead, you throw it incomplete, back corner near side of the end zone, intended for Eric Ebron, and he can't catch it. Please score a touchdown here. Please. You cannot settle for a field goal. It's not the first quarter. You're down 16. You need a touchdown, a 2-point, another touchdown, another 2-point to tie this game up. So defense has to make some plays when the Bills get the ball back. 12:22 to play. This will be 2nd goal from the 3. Another empty set, 5 wide. Ben caught, touchdown, Juju. Steelers with another 6. Ben with his 2nd passing touchdown of the night. First was, of course, James Washington. This is Juju Smith-Schuster. And the Steelers will, in fact, go for 2 to make this an 8-point game at 23-15, as it's a 10-point game right now at 23-13, pending the point after attempt coming up. Maybe a little bit of pick route. Surprised they didn't call that. But touchdown Pittsburgh. Yeah, Sean McDermott wanted a pick route. Surprised he didn't get it. But Steelers are going to go for 2 now from the 2 to make this an 8-point game with 12:18 to play. And hopefully the defense will make a play once Buffalo gets the ball back. It's going to be caught. 2's good to Ebron. Steelers right back in it. Only down 8. 23-15, the final score of the Washington 49er game, in which both these teams played both those opponents last Monday night. But Pittsburgh right back in it. Now only down 8 with 12 and a half to play. So there's still time. But with the way Buffalo's played on offense, Steeler defense can't stop them. You got to cover Stephon Diggs. But then somebody else is going to be open. So defense has to step the hell up. If not, Pittsburgh's going to end up losing this still. But then if the Steelers do get the ball back on offense, still only down 8, the way they just drove the ball downfield like that, hopefully they can do it again, tie this game up. And then, I mean, it's a whole new ball game now, but it'll be a whole new ball game then if that happens. But it's all hypothetical until it does happen, of course. So, 23-15, Buffalo holding on to their lead for the time being against the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers. Buffalo on the kickoff return here out past the 25-30. Once again, they're going to start from around the 32, 33-yard line. That's for the most part where they've started every single drive tonight. So, I mean, it's led to a total of 23 points, even after slow starts, but
This has become his gig, Chris. Get to the road stadium, get to the logo. Little TikTok ready dance moves.
Juju Smith-Schuster acting as Terrell Owens dancing on the opponent's midfield logo. But, no, Steeler defense now has to make a stop. They have to make a stop. Both teams, all 3 timeouts. Buffalo hasn't called a single timeout yet in this game, and there's only 12 minutes, 11 seconds to play. Josh Allen looking to throw. Cole Beasley bobbled, but he catches it. 9.5, maybe 10 yards, depending on the spot. Should be enough for a first down for the Bills. Okay, they're going to mark him just shy, 2nd inches.
Allen has not thrown an incompletion in this second half. It's Beasley's 5th catch on the night.
It's tough, you know, back in the old Tom Brady days, he always had somebody to come down to that he trusted to be open, right? There was always, he could look deep, and then Edelman or one of those guys, Amendola, somebody was going to be open.
From the 42.5, 2nd and 1, handoff, first down Bills. As Zach Moss has been the go-to running back for the Bills tonight, and then it's Devin Singletary. Normally it's the other way around. Yeah, Stephon Diggs has been the reason why Pittsburgh's not winning right now, or the game's any closer than the 8 that it is now after that last touchdown. Because he's just absolutely balling. He is. 1st and 10 from the 47. Allen under center, looking to throw. He gets drilled as he lets it go. Has a man wide open, and he overthrew him, and Gabe Davis, who has a touchdown reception. But Josh Allen took a shot. But that was Avery Williamson, if I'm mistaken, with the big hit, coming right up the middle.
That safety's going to be out there. Middle of the field's going to be wide open, and you just have to hit it. If there's anything you can do on that ball that helps a little bit, it's just throw it as high.
Yeah, that was Williamson on the hit. Yeah, just think if the ball was right on the money, that Buffalo would have another 6-7 points right now, 29-30 to 13. 2nd and 10. Allen going to roll out, being chased down by Cam Hayward. It's going to be caught, but was the inbounds. I don't think Zach Moss was. Incomplete. So 3rd down and 10. Because Steven Nelson had got beat. Gabe Davis was 5 yards ahead of him, and the ball was still overthrown. So that just shows you the arm that Josh Allen has. As he's no doubt the future of the Buffalo Bills at the quarterback position. Rita. Are we shooting a Mambo number 5 music video tonight? Pass complete, first down Bills. And Isaiah McKenzie for the first time with his first catch, going for 12 yards, and the Steeler defense once again just allowing the Bills here in this second half to drive downfield, pick up first down, and score. Are we going to get Monica now after Rita audible? 1st and 10 from the 41. Pittsburgh might have jumped off sides. Good pressure, and then it's almost picked off. A bullet from Allen over the middle. And Beasley just fell down, incomplete. So 2nd and 10. Pittsburgh needs no turnovers, what they need. Because they can't stop them. Need Allen to make a mistake. Need to continue to bring pressure and force them to throw a pick or get a strip sack and, set up shot 1st and 10. Pittsburgh needs a turnover is what they need, because they can't stop him. Right through the hands of Beasley as he was falling to the ground. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Omaha, they run it. And Singletary going to get about 4, maybe 4.5, 5 yards on that run. Be third down and average here, third and medium. About third and 5, yeah. If Buffalo picks up a first down here, I mean, Pittsburgh still has 3 timeouts to call, but they're nearing field goal range. Okay, all Buffalo's going to need is a field goal to go up 26-15 because it's already a 8-point ball game. Pittsburgh's going to have to score and go for 2 to tie it. You know, it's not going to be as easy as it looks. You're not going to need just a touchdown, and extra point to tie. You need a touchdown and 2-point. With credit, okay, you already are good for 1 earlier, but 9 times out of 10, that doesn't happen. That's a hold on Buffalo. And wide open in the end zone, a little overthrown again, and then they're going to get Pittsburgh on a pass interference right at the goal line. And Hilton, who has an interception earlier, are going to be charged with the pass interference now. Question is, pass interference in the end zone or at the 1 yard line? Because if it was in the end zone, the ball is going to be spotted at the 1 yard line, and the Bills are going to have a first and goal. Play or 2 later, they're going to punch it in and go up 30-15, and Pittsburgh's going to be 2 scores down again, and trying to come back with 3 timeouts, but under 10 minutes to play, a little no time remaining basically of that situation, and ball game. So Falker in the end zone, ball going to be spotted at the 1 yard line, and the Bills now have a first and goal at the 1. Just continue to shoot yourselves in the foot, dig yourselves as many holes as you want. Like, you're not getting out of this now. The Bills are going to win tonight. The Bills are going to beat the Steelers for the 2nd straight year. Ben's going to lose to Buffalo for the first time in his career. However, still got under 9 minutes to play here. Big stop there by Cam Hayward and the Pittsburgh defensive line, bringing down Zach Moss for a loss of a few yards back around the 5 yard line. A little bit of a bad snap from the center to Josh Allen, and then he almost couldn't get it to Zach Moss in time because Pittsburgh's right there with the pressure, and that's why he went down right away. And now Alex Highsmith once again down injured. Jesus Christ, they can't stay healthy. Injury bug left and right on for everybody. And they'll take a TV timeout with this injury timeout, I do believe. No? You're going to stick with it? They're going to stay with us.
It's been a tough stretch, right? I mean, their schedule's been moved all over the place. They've had limited practices, all that. But
yeah, it's true. I get it. I understand.
What's really hard is to survive injuries at the same position. And when you go...
Yeah, it's linebacker with all the injuries. 2 starters with Devin Bush and Bud Dupree. 2 former first-round picks, I might add. Done for the year with torn ACLs, blown knees. And Dupree's in a contract year, so who knows if he'll even be back next year playing for the Steelers. He might have played his final snaps a few weeks ago. A lot of movement. The schedule's been all messed up, of course, for Pittsburgh, as it has been for everyone, but a little bit more Pittsburgh, more so than not compared to everyone else. I mean, they played one of the 3 doubleheaders on a Monday night last week. They played on a Wednesday when they were supposed to play the Thursday before on Thanksgiving. So that messed up the following week, which was last week, of course, and then they get this scheduled Sunday night game at Buffalo, as that stayed on track. Hopefully the rest of the season will stay on track. But you got to move on one way or another. It's going to go by whether you like it or not, and it's next man up. It always is. And they fought their way through it until they lost last week, and now once again they're losing again. So incomplete on the screen near side, 8:18 to play. Pittsburgh still trailing by 8, 23-15. Third and goal from the 5. Buffalo scores here, they're going to win it. There's no way Pittsburgh comes back and scores 2 touchdowns late. That's a hold! Throw the damn flag! Thank you. It's caught for a touchdown and then dropped incomplete, intended for Gabe Davis. 10 yards on the hold. decline it. Have a 4th and goal from the 5 and make them kick it. Because you don't have time in your pocket right now. Time is on our side. That is a clear-cut hold, and they finally threw the damn penalty flag on it. But they might pick it up. They're talking about it. Okay, it's a hold. I decline this. 2 fouls, both by the Bills. Legal touching. Okay, and then a hold. They'll take the hold. Oh, both penalties are going to be declined. 4th down and goal from the 5. Buffalo's going to have to kick now. So try to block this, of course. That's a good decision to decline. I didn't know there was another penalty, but yeah, decline the hold. Decline both of them, yeah. Go up 11. Pittsburgh would need a field goal, a touchdown, and a 2-point to tie it up then at 26 apiece. And with 3 timeouts in 8 minutes, as fast as they went on their last drive and scored and got 2, it's doable, but time's not on your side. Chip shot field goal up and good. And Buffalo extends their lead now to 11, 26-15. So Pittsburgh going to need a score, a 2-point, and a field goal now to tie this game up as they trail by 11 with about half the quarter to play. A little over 8 minutes left on this Sunday night, mid-December, less than 2 weeks before Christmas. So hopefully everyone, if you're tuning in now and won't for some unknown reason be tuning back in from now until Christmas, hopefully everyone will have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. As that is, of course, yes, the right way to say that. But if you're one of those people that says Happy Holidays, well, Happy Holidays to you too. But 26-15 is where we stand at with Buffalo and Pittsburgh. Steelers are going to get the ball back. And let's see if they can do something. Probably not, but we're going to find out.
Songs about rainbows. What's on the other side? Someday we will find a rainbow connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me.
With 3% cash back at drugstores from Chase Freedom Unlimited, you can now earn even more. I got this great shampoo you should try.
Yeah, you look good.
Of course I do, Neil. I'm Kevin Hart. Now earn 3% at drugstores and so much more. Chase, think more of what you want.
So Kansas City, with their win today, improved to 12-1. Pittsburgh is 11-1. If they would win and have a great comeback here, they both be 12-1. Pittsburgh's the 1 seed because their loss came out of the conference. That will be the tiebreaker since these two teams didn't play head-to-head. You look at the remaining schedule, that New Orleans game, Week 15, and then Atlanta and the Chargers, two teams out of the mix. The Steelers go to Cincinnati next week, but then they have the Colts and the Browns. We're going to be playing for something for sure. So tougher road for Pittsburgh puts a big emphasis on these last 8 minutes as the Steelers are starting to get banged up all over. Being looked at by John Norwood, the veteran, the athletic trainer for the Steelers. Hamlin, see what kind of field position they get up at the very end of the flat. Going too far. Jordan Porter said, oh my God, gotta be careful. He's easily been flagged for that slap back in the face of Porter.
He's takes some shots. I
First and 10, Pittsburgh from the 28-yard line. Empty set, 5 wide. And it's going to be dropped incomplete by Jalen Samuels.
Those are the plays, if you're going to play this way, and I think you have to tonight against Buffalo because they're bringing so much pressure. But it has been the little things, right? It's been the drop passes, it's been the mistakes, it's been the penalties. But if you're going to play that high completion percentage catch and run game, you have to hit all of those kind of plays like that.
Ben once again just going to dump it off to Samuels. He catches it this time. Complete to the 34-yard line, will be third down.
And this is really where, as you begin to see the tempo pick up, that Ben Roethlisberger starts becoming the play caller. Now, Randy Fichtner may suggest a few plays here and there, but really once the tempo gets going, it becomes Ben's offense, and you know what he likes to do. He wants to spread it out, look at the defense. Right now, all you see is linebackers right over.
Third and 4 from the 34. 3 wide. Play clock winding down and get it off. But Ben going to go deep now down the near sideline. And it's going to be picked off. Maybe a little bit of push off by the Bills. 10 for James Washington. No pass interference, no hold. Bills on the return out to the 45-yard line. First down from there for them. But Ben Roethlisberger now with another interception. And no penalty flag. And honestly, it was probably a good no call. Yeah, honestly, it was probably a good no call. I mean, it's man coverage. It's a jump ball. They're both going at it. Yeah, you can't push off and then catch it and expect to keep the INT. Bills football up 11, 26-15 as Pittsburgh turns it over once again. Another interception by Ben Roethlisberger. And with the loss, the Steelers are going to fall to 11-2 on the season.
Tonight, I'll be eating cheesy cauliflower pizza and yummy broccoli.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Is that my leotard? No. You can keep it.
This season, our team is getting ready for game day a little differently. But with live updates of all the action,
Looking good, Dad.
our Sunday night crew is ready to put the home in the team.
This holiday at T-Mobile, it's not about how far apart we are. It's about how close we can be. So we're bringing out our best deal on the new iPhone 12 with 5G on every plan. Right now, get the iPhone 12 on us on every single plan. Switch now and save 20% on your bill versus the other guys. So that's the best value in wireless. That's right, the iPhone 12 on us on America's largest 5G network. And save 20% per month. It's time to holiday on. It's time for T-Mobile.
Shop cozy styles for everyone on your list. Need holiday only at Old Navy and OldNavy.com.
Dear Best Buy, me and Piggy have been saving up for a long time to get my girlfriend the right laptop. Got any deals?
Every day, I get her a Chromebook. Great laptop at an even better Best Buy price.
Okay, Lou, you said it. If as I spike it, I'll tell them how Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance, so they only pay for what they need. Got it? Did you get that? Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Photo ops.
And 10 we go to Al's Junior High School, which is named after Al Pacino. So much history in the city.
Every team tells us you got to bring your own juice, got to bring your own energy. So the Bills players on defense doing the celebrating without the fans in attendance as they come up with the second interception of Roethlisberger. And Buffalo has an 11-point lead with 7:11 to go. Trying to get to 10-3 to take a Two-game lead in the AFC East with 3 to go.
They were playing Superman on the video, and they were dancing it out, weren't they? It was fun.
First and 10 Bills from 29. 26-15 they lead with 7-11, even though Sheets is better to play in this ball game. Josh Allen just going to tuck it and run. Stiff arm to Minkah Fitzpatrick out past the 50-yard line. Flag comes in late from behind. Could be coming back, but big first down run there by Josh Allen. Holding on the offense, 10 yards, they'll replay first down.
29-yard completion. Center makes Morse because he marked.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. And that's one of the real elements of playing the Buffalo Bills now, because Josh Allen is such a good runner. If you want to try to play man coverage and have all those guys with their backs turned, there's the whole...
Yeah, that's a good holding call.
If you want to play man coverage and turn your back and cover...
For the most part, the officiating's been pretty good tonight, right down the middle. I mean, a few questionable calls, but nothing real serious. First and 20 now after the penalty from the 19. Allen complete to Diggs. He's going to try to break a tackle. Can't. Brought down right away. And now second and long.
Diggs with 10 becomes the first NFL receiver this season to get to 100 receptions.
He has earned it. 7 games this year, now 8 with at least 90 yards. He has been very consistent all season long.
Under 6 to play here. Allen once again looking to throw. Going to go deep down the near sideline. Has a man incomplete. 10 for Diggs. And it'll be, I believe, third down. Third down, if I'm not mistaken, yes.
This time looking left, but Washington really got behind Levi Wallace. He was open, but because Ben was spending time looking the other way and then sort of flat-footed, he goes, oh my gosh, he's open. Let me see how far I can throw it. The ball was probably underthrown by at least 10 yards, and Wallace, because he had his head turned back around, got away with that little nudge or push to Ben Roethlisberger.
Timeout taken here.
First charge, timeout. Buffalo, 8 seconds.
Before 3rd and 11. I mentioned Michelle and Al will be back here with you on Sunday for Cleveland Giants. We want to say congratulations to Al. Cooperstown, New York, down the road here, down I-90. Baseball Hall of Fame, and Al honored the 43rd award for baseball broadcasting in Carnegie. That's the Baseball Hall of Fame for Cooperstown, as he's already part of the Hall of Fame. The Arizona Award. Football, baseball Hall of
So the
Fame.
Bills call their first timeout in this ball game with 5:52 to play. They didn't call one at all in the first half. First here in the second half. First, the whole entire game with 5 minutes, 52 seconds to play. But when, I mean, it was slow and not a whole lot going from either team. And then the tides turned there before halftime in favor of the Bills. And, I mean, you don't have to call timeouts if you're playing smart and playing the way you want to play and you're winning. So you don't want to give the other team, more time to potentially come back by any means. So first down Bills after the screen to the tight end.
Here's one of those odd-on blitzes. So they're bringing it out of the slot, right? And yet the tight end here knows if that last guy comes, I can't block 2 of them. So you just sneak out and there's nobody left.
And then
That's one of the dangers of
big
those
first down
odd-on
pickup
blitzes,
with
because
some yak yards
you don't
afterwards.
know what you can block. So if the guy's
Josh
trying
Allen
to sneak out,
nearing 300 passing yards tonight. First and 10 from the 44 for the Bills. They could run this clock out if they honestly wanted to. I mean, Pittsburgh would have to call their 3 timeouts, but TJ Watt going to bring down Moss along with the help of Cameron Hayward there, it looks like now. Some pushing, shoving, jarring back and forth, starting to get chippy. But, I mean, I can understand the frustration, no doubt about it. But Yeah, Buffalo's probably just going to run this clock out. So those are 3 timeouts and 2-minute warning with 4:35 to play here, but still, you're down 11. You need a touchdown and a 2-point field goal. When you can't stop them on defense, then you can't do a damn thing on offense. What's the point? Second and 6, Allen going to hand off. And Zach Moss, first down run for him, breaks another tackle. Highsmith back in there. Good to see him back in there. But then Avery Williamson, brings him down on the tackle. Got a lot of A's. Avery, Alex. I know there's a few others.
This is like the old Pittsburgh Steelers, right? You get a lead, you start running the ball, and you start controlling the clock, and all those sort of things. The Buffalo Bills the last 2 weeks, and Josh Allen in particular, has made quite the impression.
But 2 with Avery and Alex Williamson and Highsmith respectively, both in their first years with the team. One drafted, one via trade. So both stepping up, but Steeler defense here in the second half just gave up way too much. And, I mean, once again, not deserving of a win. Not going to win for the 12th time, for now at least. Hopefully that'll come next Monday against the Bengals. They lose Cincy, there's something wrong. They need to look themselves hard in the mirror after this, but if they lose next week, even harder before Christmas, because then you got the Colts and the Browns. And you lose those starting out 11-0 and then losing 5 straight, finishing at 11-5. Like I said, you could be anywhere from 1 to 7 in the seeding for the AFC playoffs. You could be going on the road then in the wild card round, for God's sakes, for all we know. But yeah, just disappointing. Steelers didn't deserve to win tonight, honestly. And they're fine with not even calling their 3 timeouts because we're already at 2:10 to play. I mean, just like that, 2 minutes of game time have gone by. Buffalo's just running this clock out. 3rd and 1 quarterback sneak. And that'll take us to the 2-minute warning, and the Bills are going to have a first down and 10, and they can take a few kneel downs and win this 26-15 over the Pittsburgh Steelers tonight because of Pittsburgh once again not being able to run the football. No consistent running game whatsoever. None. Pathetic. And then Ben Roethlisberger with 2 interceptions, but it all started with the first, and it was a pick 6 right before halftime. Led 7-3. 9-7 after a missed extra point by the Bills, and then 2 quick touchdowns in the 3rd quarter. It's 23-7. And then 23-15, of course, after the other Steeler touchdown and 2-point, and then the Bills tacked on another field goal. So 26-15 is where we stand. And we'll have final stats and scores shortly, but just they need to figure out how to run the football. They need to figure out how to catch the football. And they need to play better defense with the players that they have as it's next man up with all the injuries. So, Cincinnati next week, and then they got another tough 2-game stretch with Indy and Cleveland to close out the regular season. So, I mean, they could finish anywhere from 14-2 if they'd win out after 2 straight losses here, or 11-5 if they'd lose out. Somewhere from 11-5 to 14-2, anywhere from there in between. So I would think the way they play as of late, past 2 games, they'll win next week, but then they'll lose to Indy and they'll lose to Cleveland and finish at 12-4 and be a wild card. Because Cleveland would then win Week 17, either that Steeler-Brown game or Dolphin-Bill games, more so than not, probably going to get flexed in Sunday Night Football. So we'll have more live reactions, play of college football, the NFL, and pro wrestling live right here on YouTube. So be sure to tune back in. But then you're not getting a home playoff game. You're going to have to go on the road. Unless you win the division, which, of course, with a win tonight, the Steelers would win the division if Cleveland would also lose tomorrow night. But they lose tonight, so we'll have to get more into that now next week. The Steelers are probably going to have to get some help. They'll probably have to win because the Ravens are right there now too again. They'll probably have to win, have Cleveland lose, and then probably either Baltimore or even somebody else lose too. I don't know the scenario by any means right now because that's going to come next week. It was as of now for this week tonight. If Pittsburgh would win and Cleveland would lose tomorrow night on Monday Night Football, the Steelers would win the AFC North. But the Steelers are in the playoffs. They clinched a playoff berth earlier today after the Dolphins lost to the Chiefs, even before they even played tonight. So at least they're in the playoffs. There's no way they don't make the playoffs. They're in. They're locked in with the playoff berth. That cannot change. But whether it's going to be as the AFC North champion or as a wild card is still unknown. And with the way they've been playing, as Pittsburgh is now calling their timeouts under 2 minutes, which make no sense. You're down 11. They're just going to continue to run the clock out, probably even score again on you, and you're not going to get the ball back anyway, so what's the point? Just let them run the clock out, ball game, you lose. You win some, you lose some, it is what it is. 11-0, and then you lose 2 straight. There's no in between for me once again, because when Pittsburgh was 11-0, my favorite college football team in Penn State, with Penn State and the Steelers, with college football in the NFL, Penn State was winless at 0-5. The Steelers were undefeated. Now Penn State's won 3 in a row. On to 4, hopefully, come Saturday when they host Illinois, 6 days before Christmas, for a Penn State home football game this upcoming Saturday. I'll have live reactions play live right here on YouTube. Penn State's won 3 in a row after starting out 0-5 in college football, and then the Steelers, starting out undefeated 11-0, have now lost 2 straight. Like, what the hell? It's 2020, I get it, but still, like, no consistent run game. They can't catch. Defense banged up with injuries. They caught the injury bug at the wrong time. But now both Pittsburgh and Buffalo with 10-plus wins. Buffalo with the win at 10-3, leading the AFC East. The Bills will beat the Steelers tonight on Sunday Night Football, 26-15. McDermott and Tomlin now post-game handshake. 2 former teammates, of course, William and Mary in the 1990s. And best of luck to Buffalo because they're a damn good team. They are. Had a few of their games so far this season, but like I said earlier, for the most part, in prime time, they haven't come out on top. Now, in back-to-back weeks, they have a Monday and Sunday Night Football against 49ers and Pittsburgh Steelers. Whether the first last week wasn't a true road game or not, it was played at a neutral site because that's the situation the 49ers are in right now. But with Pittsburgh playing at Buffalo, the Bills pick up 11-point, 26-15 win. But the Steelers have to figure out how to run the ball, have to be able to catch. Ben can't do it all himself. You have to be balanced. They're one-dimensional right now. You have to be balanced and run and throw. You can't just be throwing, okay? And the defense, they kept them in it as long as they possibly could, but then, enough. They didn't give up by any means, but they just couldn't stop Buffalo in the second half. They couldn't stop Stephon Diggs, who had near 150 receiving yards tonight, as Josh Allen also, I do believe, eclipsed the 300-yard mark, if I'm not mistaken. Checking some final stats right now. So your final score, Buffalo 26-15 over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh, after starting out 11-0, have now lost 2 straight at 11-2. Rather lose now in the playoffs, or rather lose now in the regular season than in the playoffs, because you lose in the playoffs, you're done for. Your season's over with. Off season begins. You're on to next year. The Bills with the win, they get to 10-3. They're still leading the AFC East. That division is still theirs to lose, but they got a 2-game lead now on the Dolphins with only 3 games to play, and one of them is against Miami Week 17. So Miami will be in the playoffs as a wild card. Buffalo's going to win the East. Miami has a wild card. Steelers with a loss, 2 in a row after starting 11-2. They're now the 2 seed in the AFC playoffs because Kansas City won over Miami earlier today, clinching a playoff berth last week, clinched the AFC West today. They're 12-1. Only lost to the Raiders who they ended up beating then a few weeks back, avenging that loss. So Kansas City in sole first place, as the Packers are on the NFC side of things, with first-round buys. The only first-round buys come playoff time. And if we get that Super Bowl with the Chiefs and Packers, of course, that'd be a rematch from Super Bowl I. In the win for Buffalo, Josh Allen was 24-43 for 238 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and interception. Was sacked only 1 time, so at least the Steelers sack streak continues, and the record was broken now at 70 consecutive games. Buffalo rushing, Zach Moss had 13 carries for 43 yards. I mean, that sack streak really doesn't mean a whole lot. I mean, like I said, that's pointless. Care less about that. I think they all would. Wins better, more important, but they couldn't come out on top tonight. They lose by 11, 26-15. So Moss, 13 carries for 43 yards. Singletary, 732. Josh Allen also had 6 carries, 28 yards. To his credit as well. So over 250 total yards for Josh Allen tonight in the win. But Cole Beasley had 5 catches for 41 yards. Dawson Knox, 434, whereas Gabe Davis had 3 catches for 19 yards and a touchdown. Isaiah McKenzie only a catch for 12 yards, but Stephon Diggs led the way, 10 catches for $130 and a touchdown. Pittsburgh, in a losing effort, Ben Roethlisberger was 21 of 37 for 187 yards passing, had 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. One was returned for a pick 6 that turned the tides, and Buffalo ran away with it. After that, as we neared halftime at that point, and then 2 early second half touchdowns, up 23-7, and they didn't look back. Pittsburgh rushing. They had 40 total rushing yards as a team at the half. Okay? James Conner finished with 10 carries for 18 yards. Jalen Samuels had 4 carries for 15 yards. Benny Snell, 3 carries for 14 yards. Did not play in the second half whatsoever. So you add all that up, 40 total rushing yards at the half. As a team for the full game tonight, with, once again, no consistent running attack for the Pittsburgh Steelers offense, the Steelers had 17 carries for 47 yards rushing. Absolutely pathetic once again. Juju Smith-Schuster had 6 catches for 55 yards and a score. Deontay Johnson, 440. Eric Ebron, 2 of 30. James Washington, 3 catches for 29 yards and a touchdown as well. Jalen Samuels, 3 of 18. Chase Claypool, 3 catches for 15 yards. But once again, a lot more drops by the Pittsburgh receiving corps. Add all these up, I mean, 1, 4, another 3, so 7, 10, 11, probably a good 15 drops once again tonight. Whether they were sole incomplete passes or drops, that's 15 balls that one and only reason why they should have been caught. Okay? The Steelers don't have a consistent running game, but now's a better time than ever to lose rather than the playoffs. You don't want to say it. You don't even want to think it, let alone say it, but it's true. Rather lose now in the regular season 2 in a row than lose in the playoffs. Because you lose in the playoffs once again, you're done for. Your season's over with. So get the hell figured out. The run game, all the drops, and get back in win column hopefully next Monday night at Cincinnati. Back-to-back road primetime games on Sunday night, Monday night. Hopefully we'll tune in next Monday night with Steelers and Bengals. Also next weekend, college football with the NFL and pro wrestling, all live reaction play, as always, live right here on YouTube. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe, as always, on social media as well. Links in the description below. But tonight, for the second consecutive game, a 6-day span, not even a full week, because the Steelers lost last Monday at home against the Washington football team from the Nose Redskins. They lose to the Bills tonight on the road on Sunday night, 26-15. So, yeah, that's that. Pittsburgh needs a running game, need to catch the ball, play better defense, and hopefully they can get back in the win column here sooner rather than later, and potentially get on a run come playoff time, and go from there and potentially get to Super Bowl 55, but right now they are not one of the best teams in the AFC. Hell, they're not even one of the best teams in the NFL right now. Even with an 11-2 record, now the number 2 seed in the AFC playoffs is Kansas City's number 1 at 12-1. Kansas City and Green Bay are the 2 best teams in the league right now at 12-1 and 10-3 respectively. That's my opinion. Everybody has their own opinion, but in my opinion, Kansas City and Green Bay are your 2 best teams right now in the NFL. Leaving Week 14 behind with Monday Night Football still to come tomorrow night with Ravens and Browns. But hopefully we'll tune in now next weekend for more live reactions, play-by-play, as always, live right here on YouTube, Culture Ball, the NFL, and pro wrestling. But the Steelers for the second straight game, losers. They followed 11-2 with a 11-point road loss, 26-15 against the Buffalo Bills. Thank you for tuning in and watching my live reactions, play-by-play, today with the Chiefs, Dolphins, along with the Steelers and Bills. One road team was victorious, the other not, as Buffalo beat Pittsburgh 26-15.